following is a presentation of Baldwin Sports Live, your home for live coverage of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at haydenoutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live is also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services agent Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Heartland Plumbing, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, Hers Incorporated, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hometown Construction, Free State Realty, Absolute Painting, Gherkin Rental, Watco, Rice Precision Manufacturing, Maley & Sons Construction, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, The Maple Weekly, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.
Good evening from Garnett, Kansas tonight. The Anderson County Bulldogs playing host to the Baldwin Bulldogs here on Baldwin Sports Live. Week 5 of the high school football season, although the weather makes it feel like it's week 1 of the high school football season. 86 degrees here tonight. There is a pretty gusty wind out of the south, steady at about 15 miles per hour, gusting at much higher than that, but it feels like the weather we'd have back on that late August, early September season opener, but here we are in week 5 and nearly 90 degrees at kickoff on this week 5 matchup between Anderson County and Baldwin. Baldwin looking for their first win of the year. They're coming off of a 44-27 loss at Santa Fe Trail this past Friday night, a game that the Bulldogs led 19-8 at halftime, but then could not stop the Chargers in the second half. Santa Fe Trail scored touchdowns on all 5 of their second half possessions, outscoring Baldwin 36-8 after halftime, en route to a 44-27 win for Santa Fe Trail. So Baldwin, not only did it drop them to 0-4, but it gave them a loss in their district opener as well. So now 0-1 in the district. This a non-district game, but a chance to get their first victory of the season against the Anderson County Bulldogs, who are in search of their second win. The Bulldogs from Anderson County are 1-3 this year. They are coming off of a 16-6 loss against Iola. Their one win came back in week 2, a 48-6 rout of Osawatomie. They got stomped by Wellsville in the season opener 40-12, but have played 2 relatively close games, although their game against Santa Fe Trail, 28-12 was the final. It was a game that Santa Fe Trail led by 20+ at halftime, and a couple of late scores by Anderson County made it look a little bit more respectable. The defense hasn't been all that bad. Iola 16 points allowed there, just a 28 against Santa Fe Trail. We just saw what that Charger offense was capable of last week against Baldwin. So the Anderson County defense has sort of held their own, but the offense has struggled to score, much like the Baldwin Bulldogs, just 12-12-6 in their 3 losses. Of course, they exploded for 48 in the win against Osawatomie. Baldwin will see Osawatomie next week. But Anderson County 1-3. They are in search of their second win. They're in search of their first win since 1997 against Baldwin. Granted, they haven't played a ton since then. Baldwin last year winning only the second meeting since 2003, a 41-20 win last year for Baldwin. The Bulldogs of Baldwin High School have now won the last 8 head-to-head with Anderson County, with Anderson County last winning in 1997. So that's what's at stake here tonight. Baldwin in search of that first W. We'll see if they can get it. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Plenty more to come as we'll take a look at the opponent here tonight for the Bulldogs of Baldwin against the Bulldogs of Anderson County. I guess I got to get away from saying Bulldogs tonight in this one. Along with Aiden Espino, I'm Bryce Kessler. More of the Baldwin State Bank pregame show coming up right after this.
Your home is your sanctuary, and it deserves to look its best. Whether you're looking to update your interior, spruce up your exterior, or give your cabinets a fresh look, trusted residential house painters Absolute Painting are here to help. At Absolute Painting, they specialize in providing top-notch home painting services to homeowners just like you. Their team of professionals have years of experience and the skills necessary to transform your home into a beautiful, welcoming space. Call for a free quote today. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute.
The decision to sell your home or the search to buy a home is never easy. It's likely the biggest financial decision you'll make. Free State Realty has a talented team with years of experience ready to assist you and make the challenge of buying or selling your home a rewarding experience. Contact Free State Realty to see the difference a realtor makes. Owner broker Steve Pittman, associate broker Kim Bergen, realtor Lindsay Mark Schofield, and realtor Douglas Spradlin. Truthful, informed, effective. Free State Realty.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being a part of the community in which we serve. Our roots run deep within Baldwin City, and our commitment is deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we are here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for 131 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Counting you down to kickoff tonight. A battle of dogs in Garnett. The Baldwin Bulldogs and the Anderson County Bulldogs. Anderson County 1-3, Baldwin 0-4 coming into play tonight. Last week it looked like it was going to be the night for Baldwin to pick up that first victory of the season. They got off to a great start in the game. They led 19-8 at the half. Jack Harvey with a career-high tying 4 touchdowns in the game. He ran for a career-high 225 yards on 18 carries. Creighton Frost added 91 yards on 21 carries, and things looked like it was pointing up for the Bulldogs in that one. But then the second half rolled around, and Baldwin, they did score on their opening drive at the second half, a long touchdown run by Jack Harvey. But after that, they just could not get anything going against that Santa Fe Trail defense, holding Baldwin to just the one score in that second half. And meanwhile, Santa Fe Trail flipped a switch in the second half. 5 possessions, 5 touchdowns, all scored on the ground by their running back Colton Worthen. And Santa Fe Trail literally ran away with the second half to a 44-27 victory. So a disappointing end to that game last week, but certainly some positives that happened in that game, more so than the first 3 weeks of the year, when the Bulldogs were able to muster just 14 total points, 7 against Eudora, 7 against Lewisburg, sandwiched around a shutout they suffered at the hands of Ottawa as they were outscored big time in those first 3 games of the year. So let's see if they can put together 2 halves here tonight on the road and get that first win of the season before they head back home for their next 2 against Osawatomie and Bishop Ward. A pair of district games, a pair of winnable games coming up for the Bulldogs after this one. So tonight will be a good first step in trying to reel off a little winning streak here as we hit the midway point of this season. So it's Baldwin and Anderson County coming up. The pregame show is brought to you by Baldwin State Bank. Personal service from people who care. That's what you get at your hometown community bank, Baldwin State Bank. Whether it's personal finances, business money management, loans and credit, or savings for retirement, go see Baldwin State Bank. For 131 years, they've helped serve our community. Go enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors at the Baldwin State Bank. We'll take a look at the opponent, the Anderson County Bulldogs, when we come back. You're watching Bulldog Football, presented by Hayden Outdoors on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show on Baldwin Sports Live.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you prepare for the unexpected and protect your future. With customized insurance plans and comprehensive financial planning, Kelly and his team will help increase your confidence in your overall financial well-being. Come meet the team at their new office in downtown Baldwin City at 714 8th Street or give them a call at 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back here to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. It's Baldwin and Anderson County coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live as we take a look at the opponent here in this game tonight, the Anderson County Bulldogs, who are 1-3. They are a run-heavy team who don't really feature a feature back. And a lot of times we've seen these opponents that the Bulldogs have run up against, and they've got one dude who's that workhorse back for them, but not really Anderson County. They have 5 different players who have had between 19 and 38 carries this year. All 5 of those guys have between 100 and 219 yards, so nobody has really just taken this running game and put it on their back. Preston Keyser, their quarterback, is their leading rusher, 33 carries for 219 yards. Their starting running back is Trey Clark. He's run for 104 yards on 31 carries. A.J. Schaefer, who is the backup to Clark, more or less the wingback. I shouldn't say the backup. He starts as the wingback, but kind of the complementary piece. He has a team-high 3 rushing touchdowns. And then Cameron Wilson, who is the true backup, if you will, to Trey Clark. He's the one who actually leads the team in carries with 38 carries for 205 yards. So they are more of a kind of a hot hand approach in this backfield, but they are going to run the ball, and they're going to run it a lot. They do not pass it a ton, only a 33% completion percentage this year for Keyser, their quarterback, and they're averaging just about 42 passing yards per game. So the Bulldog defense of Baldwin better be ready to shut down the run tonight in this one, which of course gave them some fits in the second half last week against Santa Fe Trail. As far as the defensive scouting report goes for Anderson County, they're a 3-4 scheme similar to what Baldwin will run. They have been a little bit of a ball hawking defense this year. 8 turnovers forced on the season, 6 of those fumbles. So sometimes fumbles can be just the result of good fortune. Sometimes you just get a lucky bounce, but other times you can kind of create that good fortune, punching the ball out, rallying to the football, ripping at that football when one guy has a guy stood up, and whatever the case may be, whether it's because of good fortune or whether it's because of tactically how they deploy that defense, they have done a great job this year forcing 6 fumbles and recovering 6 fumbles through 4 games this season. And similarly to the offense, where it's kind of a hot hand approach to the rushing attack, defensively they've had a different leading tackler every game this year. So it's another one of those things where this group of Anderson County Bulldogs, I don't say this as a diss by any means, but I don't know that they have a real superstar. They have just a bunch of really good players that are all going to be able to contribute and at any given night step up and be the guy for them. So that can make a dangerous team because you just don't know who that hot hand is going to be. We'll find out tonight. It's Baldwin and Anderson County coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Coming back right after this on Baldwin Sports Live.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144. For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. It's time to take a look at the starting lineups for this ball game this evening. Here's a look at the Baldwin offense and the Anderson County defense. Bulldogs led by their senior quarterback, Jack Harvey, who is leading the way offensively with just over 500 yards on the ground this year, 501 and 6 touchdowns on 61 carries, coming off a career-high 225 rushing yards and a career-high tying 4 touchdowns last week behind that offensive line that did a great job paving the way for him and Frost. Van Horn, Barnhart, Flick, Williams, and Davidson left to right there on that line. For Anderson County defensively, again, they've had different guys leading the way. Ashton Wright has led the team this year in tackles during a game. A.J. Schaefer has led the squad in tackles during a game. Porter Foltz has as well. So different guys have contributed on that defense. We flip the sides of the football here. The Baldwin defense, also a 3-4 scheme. Van Horn and Davidson have been so good as the DNs. Ian Bryan gets the start at linebacker outside along with Jack Harvey. For Anderson County, Preston Keyser, he kind of leads the way for them. Their senior quarterback as well. Their leading rusher, and he is, I would say, the head of this rushing attack, but they will get plenty of guys involved in this rushing offense. Those are your starting lineups for the ball game tonight. You've been watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Personal service from people who care. That's what you get at Baldwin State Bank. Go bank with your friends and neighbors down at the Baldwin State Bank. Opening kickoff is coming up next here on Baldwin Sports Live.
New charges related to insurance fraud and theft.
Ripping off about 90 homeowners. Stewart ripped him off.
The roofing industry is rough these days. Hometown Construction is Baldwin City's very own hometown solution for roofing and siding needs. We know there's more important things than just money. We give detailed estimates and on-site supervision during all projects. We focus on one job at a time so that you have our undivided attention. Contact us today. Go Bulldogs!
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being a part of the community in which we serve. Our roots run deep within Baldwin City, and our commitment is deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we are here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for 131 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back here to Garnett, Kansas. We are getting set for kickoff. It will be the Baldwin Bulldogs who are going to receive the opening kick here tonight, as Anderson County won the toss, elected to defer their decision to the second half, so they will kick into the wind. Baldwin will have the wind at their back to start this opening quarter. I apologize for the score bug. You're going to see it not look quite as clean. It is very windy, and we are outside, so the wind is affecting our camera, and it's affecting the movement of the scoreboard itself. It's that windy, so bear with us on that, but it should be a great night for football. I'm Bryce Kessler, along with Aiden Espino on the camera for us again. Tonight it is time for the opening kickoff, brought to you by the Baldwin City Recreation Commission. Gather up those Halloween costumes from years past and bring them on down for the Halloween Costume Exchange. Donate a costume and get a different costume. Make a Halloween fun for everyone this year. Donations accepted until October 13th. Every donation, you can select a different costume to outfit your kid this Halloween, and let's keep those Halloween costumes out there on the streets this Halloween. To learn more about the Halloween costume drive at baldwinrec.org. So it will be Anderson County to tee it up. Alex Smith is the kicker, and he will get this game started with the Bulldogs sending 3 guys back to return. Ethan Williams on the far side, and in the center of that group back there, Tristan Capel looks like.
I believe that is Cody Buck. Actually.
Is it Buck? Okay, you're right. Yep, 2, not 1. Thanks, Aiden. Cody Buck, and then Ryder Nye on the near side. So 3 guys back deep to field Alex Smith's opening kick. Anderson County 1-3. Baldwin 0-4 coming into play tonight. And we are underway, and they actually signaled the other way on the kickoff, or on the coin toss rather, that Anderson County would be defending the north goal. They actually have it flipped around now as we get started. So Baldwin will be going into the wind instead to start this ball game, as Cody Buck brings that return back to the 33-yard line. So pretty good field position to start on this opening drive for Baldwin, as they will take over at their own 33-yard line. Jack Harvey, their senior quarterback, will lead the troops out there onto the field, coming off of a career day on the ground last week against Santa Fe Trail. 18 carries, 225 yards, and 4 touchdowns. It was a career high in both carries and yards for Harvey, and he matched his career high with 4 touchdowns, which he did last year against Anderson County as well. He had 4 touchdowns in that game in a 41-20 Baldwin victory. Creighton Frost gets the first handle of this game, and he runs in to the linebackers of Cameron Wilson and Mashton Wright. But a solid first down run by Creighton Frost. The freshman back has been really getting more and more comfortable as really the feature guy in this backfield. He picks up 5 on first down to make it a second down and 5. Frost has carried 21 times in each of the last 2 games. He had 21 carries for 92 yards against Lewisburg, 21 carries for 91 yards against Santa Fe Trail. Capel motions out of the slot on a second down and 5. Quick throw on a slant off the hands of Nye and incomplete. The defender was Alex Smith behind Nye on the play, but Bulldogs really did have a chance to complete that one, but Nye could not haul it in. Ryder is the team's leading receiver this year, has 9 catches for 127 yards. He's had at least 2 catches in every game so far. Or I should say in every game except the opener. He had 1 catch of the opener, but that was a 40-yard grab that set up their lone touchdown against Eudora, but he's had at least a catch at every game. So a third down and 5 here on the Baldwin Bulldogs opening possession. Harvey with an option run to the left. He'll keep it, lowers the shoulder pads right at the sticks, and the line judge walking in at about the 44-yard line, which would be enough for a first down. So move the change for the Bulldogs as they convert on the third down. Baldwin coming into this game, they were only converting at 28% on third downs, 11 out of 40 so far this year. But they convert a third down and 5 here on the opening possession, move the chains, and have a new set of downs at the 44-yard line. Harvey to work out of the shotgun with Frost to his left. Creighton gets the carry. Right up the middle he goes. A couple of yards there for Frost. Aiden Steele along with Porter Fultz on the tackle for Anderson County. Another solid first down run, though, as Creighton picks up 4. Second down and 6, Baldwin. Opening drive of the game, a minute and a half into this first quarter. Capella, Nye, the wideouts to the left side. Capella in the slot. O'Connor, the tight end, attached right. Reichard, wide out right. Play fake from Harvey on the roll. Trying to beat right to the corner. Does. Crosses midfield. Picks up about 4, maybe 5. We'll see where they mark it, about a bounds. They're going to put it at the 47-yard line. So it is a 5-yard run by Jack Harvey, who is just able to beat Mashton Wright to the edge that time. Wright, the outside linebacker, trying to track him down, but a solid run by Harvey, who's picked up 11 on his first 2 carries. It brings up another third down now for Baldwin, but this one just a yard needed. 3rd and 1. First snap coming from opponent's territory here at the Anderson County 47-yard line, and a flag. This is going to cost Baldwin 5 yards. A false start. Looked like the right side of the Baldwin offensive line may have gotten off to a bit of an early start there, and that will turn 3rd down and 1 into 3rd down and 6. So for a team that has struggled to convert their third downs, not ideal to go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6, but they were able to convert a 3rd and 5 earlier on this possession. So Harvey will work out of the shotgun on a 3rd down and 6. 2 minutes into the Bulldogs' opening drive, their 6th play. Straight drop. Harvey wants to run. He has a lot of space right up the middle. 1st down and more. Inside the 30. Needs a block. Capel gets him the block, and Harvey is in for the score, but there is a flag. A flag thrown back around the 20-yard line. As it stands, it's a 52-yard touchdown run by Harvey. This penalty, if it is against the Bulldogs of Baldwin, is far enough down the field that we still should see a 1st down out of this for Baldwin. So here's the call, and it is an illegal block in the back against Baldwin. I think they're going to get Capel on that block. I'll have to go back and look at it. I didn't think it looked egregious in live speed, but again, I was looking at some other stuff as well, so the official had the better view, certainly. It's a 10-yard penalty that moves it back to the 32. It's a 30-yard run still for Harvey, and the Bulldogs do convert on the 1st down. So that's all the good news, but a touchdown is taken off the board, and it's 1st down and 10. Baldwin now at the 32 of Anderson County. 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this opening drive. Here's the 7th play of the drive. It's a little more than 2 minutes old now. High snap. Harvey gets it down into the belly of Creighton Frost. This time he'll be limited to just 2. It's another penalty flag. The tackle made by Quentin King, but once again, Laundry on the field. A 2-yard run, and this one is going against Anderson County. A face mask, a 5-yard variety. So they'll replay the down, the 2 yards on the run, the 5 yards on the penalty turns this into a 1st down and 3 now. So already 3 penalties on this opening drive, 2 by the Baldwin Bulldogs, 1 by Anderson County. But a solid opening drive here for Baldwin. They have started from their own 33, have taken it down to the 25-yard line of Anderson County. 1st down and 3. Good spot to take a shot here. Harvey wants to throw, being tracked down from behind, and he is brought down back at the 34-yard line. Mashton Wright, who was unable to track Harvey down earlier on that scramble to the right side. This time Wright from Harvey's blind side takes him down back at the 33-yard line. It's an 8-yard loss on the sack by Mashton Wright. So a 1st and 3 turns into a 2nd down and 11 now. I like the idea of taking the shot there on a 1st and 3. If you do throw it deep, you get an incomplete pass, it's still like you gain 7 yards on a 1st down play and make it a 2nd and 3. Unfortunately, what was not a part of that plan was an 8-yard loss and a sack. So 2nd down and 11 now. Harvey, speed option left, keeps it again. Gets it back to the 27-yard line, picks up 6 of those 8 yards lost of the previous play. And it will bring up another 3rd down, 3rd and about 6 yards here They have converted a 3rd and 5 and a 3rd and 6 on this opening drive. This will be a 3rd down and 5. And they're calling it 3rd and 5, but it looks like the first down marker is all the way down at about the 22. They're at the 28. I'm going to call it 3rd and 6, despite what the scoreboard shows here for the Bulldogs. 4 minutes into the opening drive. Harvey again on an option. Picking his way through the right side, lunging down near the 23. I think he's going to be a yard or two short. They'll mark it about they're going to put it at the 23-yard line, so he is a yard short. A gain of 5 makes it 4th down and 1, and I don't think there's any question the Bulldogs will go for it here on 4th and 1 from the plus 23-yard line on an offensive drive that has gone 10 plays so far, 4.5 minutes off of the clock. This would be a big stop for Anderson County if they could come away without allowing anything here. 4th down and 1. Frost up the middle. Good second effort down to the 20-yard line. A 3-yard run by Creighton Frost, and the Baldwin Bulldogs have converted on 4th down, moving the chains, and they're on the brink of the red zone now as the nose of the football is just barely touching the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10. Quentin King makes the tackle along with a couple of other Anderson County defenders there, but not before Creighton Frost with a hard-earned 4th down conversion. 5 minutes gone in this first half, or this first quarter already. A great opening drive by Baldwin. 11 plays, 10 of them rushing plays, 1 passing play. They've called 2 passing plays, but one of them turned into a run. So here's the 1st and 10 play. Frost gets the fake, and it's Harvey who keeps it. Another flag comes in as Harvey is stood up after a gain of 1, maybe 2. Quentin King again leading the defensive charge for Anderson County. They'll give him 2 yards to the 18, but let's check the penalty flag again.
Been a lot of laundry on the first quarter, I believe.
Yeah, you are right, Aiden. That is the 4th penalty flag, and this one is actually going to be waved off. So no flag. They pick this one up. It's a 2-yard run by Harvey. So 2nd down and 8. Baldwin has nearly run off half of the first quarter on this opening drive. This will be their 13th play of the drive. Harvey has handled 7 of the previous 12. Frost has handled all but one of the others. Not a lot doing that time for Creighton. Stood up for no gain. And another 3rd down coming up for Baldwin. Their 4th 3rd down of this opening drive. They have converted 2 of the first 3. And the one they didn't, they were able to convert the 4th and 1. 3rd down and 8. Run still in play here because the Bulldogs in that area of the field where they're probably going for it on a 4th down anyway. Snap took Harvey right. He wanted to go left. That kind of blew up the play. He's tackled for a loss of 2, smothered by Quentin King. And Baldwin will now face a 4th and 10. So they wanted to run to try and, at the very least, shorten up a potential 4th down play, if not convert it all on a 3rd and 8. But the snap to Harvey's right on an option that was supposed to go left just really threw all the timing off of that play. And Quentin King blowing it up to turn this into a much tougher 4th down situation now. The 15th play of the opening drive for Baldwin that has gone over 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes now. 4th and 10. Harvey throwing out to the left side and did not have it linked up with Ryder Nye. That pass about 2-3 yards behind Nye before he got out of his break. And a very promising opening drive goes 15 plays for the Baldwin Bulldogs, 58 yards, but it ends in a turnover on downs after 6 minutes and 57 seconds. And with 5:03 left in the opening quarter, Anderson County will now take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. Tough break to end that first drive, and a timeout has been taken here. I was looking down. Did the officials just utilize an official timeout here for water because of the temperatures, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, well, that gives us a chance to thank Hayden Outdoors, our presenting sponsor here on Baldwin Sports Live. Hayden Outdoors is the brand that sells the land. Chad and Penny Sheldon, your Baldwin City area brokers, invite you to check out The Baldwin Woods Estate, one-of-a-kind property on just over 88 acres, located within a quarter mile of the Baldwin city limits. A very private and secluded property as well. It's a great potential dream property for you, and they've got many more of those as well. And see them at HaydenOutdoors.com or call them at 785-821-2666. So, first possession of the game for Anderson County. After a near 7-minute opening drive for Baldwin, came up empty. Preston Keyser, the quarterback, keeps it after he fakes to Cameron Wilson. Baldwin stretching him out near the sideline. He's wrestled out of bounds by Casey Hamrick at about the 22. Will give Keyser 2 yards on the opening play from scrimmage for Anderson County, and they'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Now, Baldwin last week fared quite well in the first half of their game against Santa Fe Trail, held the Chargers to 8 points, but in the second half it was a completely different story, and they ended up giving up 36 points in the second half in a 44-27 loss to Santa Fe Trail. Baldwin hungry for their first victory of the year, trying to get it on the road tonight, and after a promising opening drive stalled out at the 20-yard line, Preston Keyser of the Anderson County offense now looking for the answer, and his first pass attempt goes off of the hands of his wingback A.J. Schaefer, who has just 2 catches this year. It's a low-volume passing attack for Anderson County. The average only 42 yards passing per game. Keyser completing just 33% of his passes this season. A run-heavy offense, similar to the Baldwin Bulldogs in that regard. Both teams certainly want to run first and foremost, and now on a 3rd down and 8. We'll see where Anderson County goes with 4:50 left in the opening quarter. No score. Opening drive of the game now for Anderson County after a 6-minute, 57-second drive. Ended in a turnover on downs for Baldwin. Keyser on a reverse pivot out of the pocket. Ian Bryan chasing him. Can't bring him down. Keyser now has time to throw it over the middle, and it is caught out of the 45-yard line. Tristan Capel makes the tackle, but a big gain on a 3rd down and 8. All the way out of the 45-yard line. It's a 23-yard completion. Maston Wright hauling in the long pass. Wright, his 6th catch of the year, which leads this team. He had just 11 yards on his previous 5 catches. He picks up 23 on that one. Ian Bryan was so close to breaking that thing up for a big loss and a sack. But Keyser able to keep his feet, make the throw through traffic. And it's 1st and 10 at the 45 for Anderson County. Up the middle goes Clark. Takes it across midfield, drug down at about the 48-yard line. Dylan Williams making the tackle for Baldwin. But Clark has a 1st down, has a 7-yard run on the 1st down, and it brings up a 2nd down and 3. Anderson County, their one win this year was against Osawatomie. They have losses to Wellsville in the last 2 games, Santa Fe Trail and Iola last week. 2nd and 3, toss to Clark, and he's slung down to the backfield. Jack Harvey back there to make a big stop on a 2nd and 2 and turn it into a 3rd and long, all the way back to the 44-yard line. It's an 8-yard loss for Trey Clark on that 2nd down toss. Jack Harvey, who has been the best backfield tackler, if you will. He has been in the backfield all year long. Seems like he makes about 1 or 2 tackles for loss every game, coming off the edge out of his outside linebacker spot in this 3-4 defense, and that was a big one to make this a 3rd down and 11. Keyser converted last 3rd and long. This pass is intercepted by Davidson. Brett Davidson to the house. A house call for the lineman, Brett Davidson, on a pick 6. And the Baldwin Bulldogs strike first with 2:48 left in the opening quarter on a defensive touchdown on the interception return by Brett Davidson. How about that for the junior defensive end? Up the line he came into the backfield, and it was just handed to him on a silver platter as he takes it to the house. 6-0 Baldwin, and an extra point coming up. Brendan O'Connor will kick it out of the hold of Bryce Alford. And a late sub coming on. Baldwin was a man short. Now they're going to snap it as that man was running on. That's going to be a penalty on Baldwin. They had a player running into the play from the sideline when they snapped the ball. So the penalty will be declined as the kick was no good anyway. And it is 6-0 Baldwin with 2:48 to go in the first quarter after a pick six by defensive lineman Brett Davidson.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Your home is your sanctuary, and it deserves to look its best. Whether you're looking to update your interior, spruce up your exterior, or give your cabinets a fresh look, trusted residential house painters Absolute Painting are here to help. At Absolute Painting, they specialize in providing top-notch home painting services to homeowners just like you. Their team of professionals have years of experience and the skills necessary to transform your home into a beautiful, welcoming space. Call for a free quote today. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute.
O'Connor has it teed up for Baldwin. Baldwin on top, 6-0 with 2:48 left in the opening quarter after a 44-yard pick six by Brett Davidson. Casey Hamrick almost able to beat the Anderson County Bulldog Aiden Steele to that football on the kickoff. Steele able to fall on top of it, though, at the 31-yard line. I'm hearing whistles. Is there another flag down?
There's a late flag that came into the play.
There have been plenty of penalty flags in this game. Only 3 accepted penalties. We've had a flag picked up and a declined penalty as well. This one appears to be against Anderson County. They're backing up. Comes the official call. And it is a dead ball penalty, a personal foul against Anderson County. So that will send this possession back to the 16-yard line to start instead of the 31. First down and 10 for Anderson County. They moved it out just across midfield their first possession, then a big loss followed by a pick six ending that possession. Schaefer blown up by Van Horn in the backfield. No chance for A.J. Schaefer. He's just fortunate to keep possession of the football as he took that little shovel pass from Preston Keyser and got hit immediately by Jake Van Horn back at the 13-yard line. A 3-yard loss on the first down play for Schaefer. Baldwin right now, they are living in the Anderson County backfield. Harvey had that big tackle for loss. Van Horn right there. Davidson looked like the intended receiver on a little swing pass by Keyser that went to the house. A 44-yard return for a touchdown by Brett Davidson. So here's a second down and 13. Ball on their own 13. Keyser on the keep. Got away from one man in the backfield and then is tripped up by Tucker Flory back around the original line of scrimmage. It looked like his helmet came off as well. And so that means he'll have to come out of the game now for a play as the helmet came off, but not because of a penalty. So a 1-yard run there by Keyser. Again, Flory make at the tackle. And the quarterback, Keyser, out of the game for a snap here. And that means A.J. Schaefer will take over as the signal caller here. Third down and 12. Not the way Anderson County wanted to respond after throwing a pick six last time. Baldwin a chance to just take a stranglehold on the momentum here if they can get a quick 3-and-out stop. Third down and 12. Schaefer rolling and wanting to throw under all kinds of pressure, just throws a Hail Mary to the sideline. That ball ends up over in the dance team on the track. No chance at a completion. And it will bring up a 4th down and 12. Good pressure by Baldwin on the quarterback and good coverage as well. Casey Hamrick and Tucker Flory right there in coverage. So it will bring up a 4th down and 12, and the punting team is coming on for Anderson County. What a great stop there by Baldwin. A quick 3-and-out stop. And they should come away with pretty good field position, you'd think, here. Almost got to that punt. Steele gets away a nice kick. Buck fields it at the plus 48. Nearly lost the football. Able to gather the handle back up the far sideline. Buck lowers his shoulder inside the 20, and Baldwin will come away with tremendous field position after that punt return by Cody Buck. 50 seconds remains in the quarter. We might have another penalty, though. So as it stands, it looks like they're marking it at about the 17-yard line. And yeah, there is a flag, and they're marking off yardage against Anderson County here. So this, and it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Anderson County. So my goodness, the Anderson County Bulldogs right now really shooting themselves in the foot. They had the dead ball personal foul after the kick return following the Baldwin score, which set them back 15 yards from the 31 to the 16, and now this takes it half the distance to the goal, down to the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal, Baldwin at the 10 to start this possession. Hand off to Capel, who was coming in motion from out wide left, and Capel is taken back to the 14. It's a 4-yard loss for Tristan. Porter Foltz on that tackle for loss for Anderson County. 2nd and goal now at the 14-yard line. And let's see here. They don't have a play clock that is showing on the field here. So I can't tell exactly how much difference there is between the play clock and the game clock. It's got to be awfully close. And it looks like it's now at 10, so they could let this go to the quarter if they want. They won't, though. They'll snap it. Fake to Capel. Throws underneath. Caught at the 10-yard line. Back to the original line of scrimmage. They get it on the completion to Ethan Williams, and that will end the quarter. So after 1, it's Baldwin 6, Anderson County nothing. You're watching Bulldog Football presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
New charges related to insurance fraud and theft.
Ripping off about 90 homeowners. Stewart ripped him off.
The roofing industry is rough these days. Hometown Construction is Baldwin City's very own hometown solution for roofing and siding needs. We know there's more important things than just money. We give detailed estimates and on-site supervision during all projects. We focus on one job at a time so that you have our undivided attention. Contact us today. Go Bulldogs!
Back here in Garnett, Kansas tonight. It's turned out to be a pretty nice evening. It was 87 degrees at kickoff with a gusty 15-mile-per-hour south wind. And the wind is still blowing out of the south. Temperature now down to about 82, so turning into a pretty pleasant evening here as Baldwin faces a 3rd down and goal from the 10 to start this 2nd quarter. Leading 6-0. They play fake to Frost. Now Harvey scrambling. Harvey trying to break free, and he does. Right up the gut goes Jack Harvey for his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Baldwin Bulldogs have a 2-score lead with 11:53 to play in the 1st half. Harvey with 54 yards on 9 carries now in this game, and that touchdown, as I mentioned, his 7th of the year to lead the team. And Baldwin able to capitalize off of the short field set up by the 3-and-out stop by the defense. The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well by Anderson County, made the field shorter. And now the Bulldogs will go for two. Baldwin 1 of 2 on two-point conversion tries this year. Make it 2 out of 3. Ryder Nye hauls it in. And the Baldwin Bulldogs take a 14-0 lead with 11:53 to play in the second quarter here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
14-0 Baldwin, 11:53 left to play in the first half here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. Great start to this game for the Baldwin Bulldogs as Anderson County will take over at the 30. Not a lot of room on that kick return. Creighton Frost, Gunnar Reichard, one or the other. Couldn't quite tell which. It was 24 or 22 to make the stop there for Baldwin, but regardless, they made it immediately on Aiden Steele. And from their own 30, the Anderson County offense will take over. Anderson County so far in this game, this is a team we talked about, a run-heavy offense. So far through 3 possessions, or we'll check that through 2 possessions, they have -1 rushing yards. So Baldwin has done an excellent job containing this rushing attack, and they keep it going now. On first down, Keyser keeps it himself, now tries to reverse field, won't gain much. Dylan Williams leading the charge defensively there for Baldwin to make the tackle at the 33-yard line. Give Keyser 3 yards on that carry, so it is 2nd down and 7. They open the game on a 23-yard completion on a 3rd down in their opening series. Next play, they ripped off 7 to take it into Baldwin territory, and it looked like they were on the move. But then a loss and then a pick 6. On their 6th play from scrimmage, Davidson taking it 44 yards to the house on a pick 6 for the Baldwin defense. A 3-and-out their last possession. It quickly turned into another touchdown for Baldwin. Up the middle to Cameron Wilson. Was able to run through a potential tackle in the backfield. Another penalty flag comes in as Wilson picks up 2. Ian Bryan leading the tackle there for Baldwin. But another penalty flag, so we await the call from the official who has been busy early on in this game calling out penalties. And it looks like it's going to be against Baldwin. A face mask. A 5-yard penalty will put it right at the 40. This should be a first down, and it will be. So 1st and 10 now for Anderson County. Six accepted penalties already in this game. We've had 2 other flags that didn't result in an assessed penalty. Davidson takes down the running back, but Keyser had pulled it. Another flag comes in. The quarterback Keyser to the 45, where Tristan Capel makes the stop after a 5-yard gain, but let's check the flag. It was thrown by the near line judge. And it looks, based on where this flag and when this flag was thrown, I'm guessing this is going to be against Anderson County, but we'll see. And it's a personal foul, face mask, no, against Baldwin. I don't know that I've ever seen this many face mask penalties in 12 minutes of football. Both teams need to tackle a little lower, apparently, getting up there around the headgear. So it's an officially 5-yard run for Preston Keyser, and then add 15 on the penalty, and it takes it to the Baldwin 39-yard line, where it's first down and 10 for Anderson County. Toss to Wilson. Has space. Foltz trying to spring him with a block. A first down and more for Cameron Wilson down near the 20. Run out by Tucker Flory. They'll mark at the 23-yard line. A 16-yard run for Cameron Wilson. And it's a first down for Anderson County. So the Anderson County Bulldogs, they needed a answering drive here after Baldwin had put together 14 straight. They're getting that answer, but we'll see if Baldwin can use one of those tackle for losses we've seen him multiple occasions come up with to kind of derail drives. Throw out into the flat, and that is off the mark, intended for Schaefer. And just 1 out of 5 now passing the football is Anderson County. Came in completing only 33% of their passes. That is not the strength of the offense, and they tried to sneak one in there on a first down play. Now Keyser comes off of the field for a 2nd and 10, so their quarterback is out of the lineup, and they're going to go even more run heavy, if you will, without a quarterback on this play and just put a full house backfield in there. Wilson and Clark both in the backfield. On 2nd and 10, they'll run a quarterback keeper technically, but it's the running back Wilson, and he pinballs off of a couple of attempted Bulldog tackles and into the end zone for a 23-yard touchdown run. So they go heavy in the backfield, and Cameron Wilson delivers. Second rushing touchdown of the year for the junior running back Cameron Wilson. And Anderson County with a much-needed answer to the Baldwin back-to-back scores. We'll now bring out the kicker for the extra point try, Alex Smith. He is 6 out of 10 this year on extra point tries. It'll come out of the hold of Landon Schillig. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. 14-7, Baldwin on top with 9:29 to play in the second quarter on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
The decision to sell your home or the search to buy a home is never easy. It's likely the biggest financial decision you'll make. Free State Realty has a talented team with years of experience ready to assist you and make the challenge of buying or selling your home a rewarding experience. Contact Free State Realty to see the difference a realtor makes. Owner broker Steve Pittman, associate broker Kim Bergen, realtor Lindsay Mark Schofield, and realtor Douglas Spratlin. Truthful, informed, effective. Free State Realty.
$9:29 left to play. Second quarter here in Garnett tonight. It's 14-7 Baldwin. After the Anderson County Bulldogs get their first score of the game, a 6-play drive that started on their own 30, a 70-yard drive on 6 plays, helped out by 2 big Baldwin penalties. One of them a 15-yarder, the other of the 5-yard variety, but both netted first downs. The 23-yard Cameron Wilson touchdown run capped off the drive after 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Kickoff fielded at the 20 by Ethan Williams of Baldwin. Williams trying to get all the way to the far sideline. Maston Wright slings him down just across the 30. Baldwin only had to go 10 yards on their last scoring drive after a big punt return by Cody Buck, and a penalty shortened it even further against Anderson County. But now the Bulldogs will have to go a little more traditional drive here, starting on their own 31-yard line. Baldwin so far in this game, 67 yards of offense, 64 on the ground, just 3 through the air. But remember, they also scored a defensive touchdown in this game. Brett Davidson taking a pick back to the house on the opening drive of the game for Anderson County. So Harvey and company from the 31. Up by a touchdown. Looking to make this back to a 2-score game. Cody Buck is in the backfield with him. Harvey wants to throw. Now will try to run. And he is going to be brought down by Quentin King for a 1-yard loss. That will be a sack for King. And that is the second sack of the game for Anderson County, and it puts the Bulldogs behind the chains at second down and 11. Harvey has paced the ground attack so far tonight. 10 carries for 53 yards. Creighton Frost has carried 5 times for 14. Just 3 yards through the air. That was a completion to Ethan Williams, as Harvey is 1 out of 3 passes the football to start this game, and an official's timeout here for some equipment, or perhaps looks like Harvey was using the towel to maybe clean off an elbow or something that may have busted open on that last tackle. So it's second down and 11. Buck gets the handle, and Cody gets blown up at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, just a yard. It was King again make it the tackle. Buck, nice to see him handling the rock again in the backfield. He carried 6 times for 21 yards of the opener against Eudora. Did not suit up the last 2 games, or the next 2 games against Ottawa and Lewisburg. He was back suited up last week, did not play on the offensive side, did not get a carry. But last year against Anderson County, Cody had 12 carries for 142 yards, a career night for Cody Buck a year ago against the faux Bulldogs. But now he is kind of given way to Creighton Frost in that backfield, but it'd be nice to get that 1-2 punch going. Harvey to throw on a 3rd and 10. Deep ball for Nye, just out of his reach. That was close to being a big one to Ryder Nye, but instead it's 4th down, and Baldwin will go 3 and out after the Anderson County scores. So as poorly as this game started for Anderson County, when you think about your first possession, you throw a pick 6, then you go 3 and out. You have a personal foul that sets up a short field, and in the blink of an eye, after all of that, you're down 14-0. But here they are with a chance to get the football back midway through this second quarter, down a score and a chance to go down and perhaps tie this game. So they have to, all things being equal, feel pretty good about where they stand right now. Low snap, bounces back. And now Flory is on the run, and Flory is taken down inside the 10-yard line. Disaster striking against Baldwin. So this possession will go from bad to worse, and now it will set up Anderson County with a short field of their own. Man, that will push this one all the way down. Where are they going to mark it? At the 8. So Flory, unfortunately for him, will get credited with a 22-yard rushing loss on that play with a bad snap. And with 7:35 to go, Anderson County has been handed a potential tying score on a silver platter here at the opponent's 8-yard line. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it on the first down carry here from Wilson, who has the touchdown in this game for Anderson County. So no gain there, brings up second down and goal at the 8. Now, aside from the opening score for each team being of a different variety, obviously, Baldwin's a defensive score, Anderson County's an offensive score, but other than that, it's been almost a exact reflection of the other then. A 3-and-out followed their score at a short field. Can Anderson County capitalize? You bet they can. 8-yard touchdown run for Cameron Wilson, his second of the game. And just like that, Anderson County is an extra point away from tying the game up with 6:53 to go in the first half. How quickly things can change. Smith out for the extra point attempt. He made his first one. He's 7 out of 11 this year. This is for the tie. High snap. Schilly got it down, and it's blocked. So Baldwin will maintain a 1-point lead with 6:53 to go in the first half. You're watching Bulldog football on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right. The first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
14-13 Baldwin hanging on to a 1-point lead after the blocked extra point took away a tying chance for Anderson County. Baldwin fielding in the kick at the 14-yard line. Here comes Cody Buck. Big hole for Buck across midfield. A foot race against him and the kicker. Buck with a little shake on him inside the 20. Down the sideline he goes, and Cody Buck takes it 86 yards for the touchdown. So Baldwin with a defensive touchdown in this game, now a special teams touchdown in this game. Oh yeah, they have an offensive touchdown as well. They've done it in all three phases. And Cody Buck quickly puts the Bulldogs back up by 7 with a chance to make this an 8-point game with an extra point try coming up from Brendan O'Connor. How about that? Cody Buck, 86-yard kickoff return touchdown. O'Connor's extra point is on the way, and this one is good. It is 21-13 Baldwin. 6:40 left to go in the first half. You're watching Bulldog football presented by Hayden Outdoors.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being a part of the community in which we serve. Our roots run deep within Baldwin City, and our commitment is deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we are here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for 131 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you prepare for the unexpected and protect your future. With customized insurance plans and comprehensive financial planning, Kelly and his team will help increase your confidence in your overall financial well-being. Come meet the team at their new office in downtown Baldwin City at 714 8th Street or give them a call at 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
(21-13) Baldwin. An 86-yard kickoff return touchdown by Cody Buck has put the Dogs back up by 8. And now Aiden Steele trying to answer for Anderson County. Run down by Casey Hamrick at the 48-yard line, but a nice return by Steele sets up a short field now for Anderson County. So from the 48-yard line, first down and 10, Anderson County, 6:30 to go. Looks like they're actually going to mark this one at the 49-yard line. And with 6.5 minutes left to play in this first half, the way this game started, I didn't think we would have 5 touchdowns by the time we reached halftime, and we might have more than that before we get to halftime in this one. A long, nearly 7-minute opening drive by Baldwin, and then that ended in a turnover on downs. But both teams striking quickly after this. Short fields have been a part of it. A defensive and a special teams touchdown for Baldwin. That'll help expedite the scoring as well. So from their own 49, first down and 10, Anderson County. Keyser gives it to Wright. And Wright, who is coming out of the right side of the formation in motion, nothing there for him. Jack Harvey shuts that down for a 1-yard loss. We've seen multiple tackles for loss in this game for Baldwin. Jack has a couple of them. And it'll bring up a second down and 11 from the 48-yard line with 6:23 and counting to go. And actually, no, there was a penalty flag again. I should have known. We've had a ton of them in this game. And it's it sounded like he said a chop block, I think he said there is no foul for the chop block. They picked the penalty flag up again. Okay, that's what happened. So second time they have picked up a flag. So it's second down and 11. Keyser, fake to Wilson, throw out to the flat looking for Schaefer again. They have tried that multiple times. They have yet to connect on it, though. Now 1 of 5 through the air is Preston Keyser. And it will bring up a third down and 11. Keyser will come back out of the lineup. Schaefer will come back in. So we've seen them take Keyser off the field a couple of times. It did not turn out well the first time they did it. But the second time they did it, it resulted in a 23-yard touchdown run by Cameron Wilson. And it looks like it will be Wilson who will once again take the snap here, with Clark in the backfield with him on a third down and 11. Power run to the left side. Trying to get the edge. They need 11, and they will get 11 plus. Out of bounds goes Wilson inside the Baldwin 40. Oh, take that back. Are they marking him out of bounds? Oh, there's a penalty flag. It looked like the line judge was marking him out, but then there's a penalty, and it's a hold, and so that's why he wasn't too worried about getting up there and marking the spot where he did eventually go out of bounds. So the hold was called at about the 47 of Baldwin. So that is going to wipe out the first down run by Wilson and mark this football back to the 43-yard line of Anderson County. So third and 11 just got longer. So now we're looking at third down and 16 for Anderson County. 6 minutes left to play in this first half. Baldwin led the half last week before ending up losing the game against Santa Fe Trail. They'd love to go into the locker room up again here on this Friday night, but finish the deal. Third down and 16. Keyser throwing a screen back to the far side. There's a lot of space out there. Cameron Wilson makes a man miss with a little hezzy move, and he's down to the 38-yard line with a first down. So they pick up 19 yards on the completion down to the 38-yard line and move the chains. So they overcome the penalty, and that is a big conversion right there for Anderson County. Baldwin had him backed way up. That's one that Baldwin is going to want back. Third down and 16. You have to like your chances to get off the field in that case, but it doesn't happen, and it's first down and 10 at the Baldwin 38 now for Anderson County. Under 5.5 to go in the half. Speed option right. Pitch goes to Wilson. Stood up at the 35 and brought down there. Tackle made by Baldwin's Landry Quick. 3-yard run for Wilson. Anderson County had a chance to tie the game on their last touchdown, but missed an extra point, had it blocked after a high snap. Once again, a chance if they can score and convert a 2-point conversion to tie it on this possession, but they're going backwards on that play. Davidson and Van Horn team up in the backfield to bring Wilson down for a loss of 3, getting the 3 back that they just had given up. And that will bring up third down, and actually looks like they're going to give him forward progress to the 37-yard line, so he loses just 2 instead of 3, but nonetheless it brings up a third and long. They're going to call it third down and 8. They converted a third and 16 moments ago. Keyser wants to throw. This time he finally connects with Schaefer after not being able to hook up with him multiple occasions. Casey Hamrick, though, immediately on him. There is a penalty flag thrown in the backfield where Keyser released that pass. So as it stands, it's a 2-yard completion that will be 6 yards short of a first down. But we have to check the penalty flag. If this is a defensive penalty against Baldwin, it might net a first down for Anderson County, and it looks like it will. Here's the call. And it is a personal foul, roughing the passer penalty against Baldwin. So a 15-yarder and a costly one. It'll convert the third down, make it 1st and 10 at the 20. Both teams have just really had issues with penalties in this game. 9 accepted penalties in this first half. And actually, that was accepted penalty number 10. Keyser has a lot of space after he faked it to Clark, and he dives for the end zone. Capel nearly able to trip him up, but Keyser able to keep his footing and dives in for the score. A 20-yard touchdown run for Preston Keyser, and they are a 2-point conversion away from tying the game with 3:41 left in the half. Back and forth we go after it looked like Baldwin was going to take an early stranglehold on this game with 2 quick scores that were set up by a pick six and then a 3-and-out stop, short field, quick touchdown from Baldwin, 14-0, and the Baldwin Bulldogs were flying high, but Anderson County has responded well. And the Bulldogs of Anderson County now a 2-point conversion away from tying the game up. They are 0 for 2 this year on 2-point tries, and now 0 for 3. That is a dead ball. Can't return them in high school football, so the 2-point try fails, and with 3:41 left to play in the first half, it will remain a 2-point lead for Baldwin at 21-19 as the Bulldogs of Baldwin living dangerously but keeping the lead intact. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing, a family-owned company right here in Baldwin City that services many different industries from food processing to heavy and light industrial, oil and gas, and many more. With state-of-the-art machine tools, Rice Precision provides a great work environment that offers excellent pay and competitive benefits. The perfect place to start your next career. Find out more by emailing jobs@rice-precision.com. That's jobs@rice-precision.com. 20-yard touchdown run by Preston Keyser caps off a 7-play, 51-yard drive over 2 minutes and 59 seconds. And it leaves Baldwin with 3 minutes and 41 seconds to work with here in this first half. Baldwin has scored in all 3 phases so far. A defensive touchdown, an offensive touchdown, and a special teams touchdown. Don't get the opportunity to say that very often, where they score in all 3 phases of the game. Here's a squib kick down the middle of the field, and it is scooped up at the 35 by Baldwin's Ian Bryan, it looked like. Nope, it was Quick who fields that kick, and it will be marked at the 37, maybe 38-yard line. So 3:36 left to go, and they'll put it actually back at the 30. Okay, now they're going to put it at the 37. So if you're Baldwin right now, you want to score, and if you do score on one play, so be it. I guess you'll still be happy that you scored. But in an ideal world, if you're Baldwin right now, you want to go down and use 3.5 minutes and then score. And come away with the points without a chance for Anderson County to come up with an answer. Harvey. Hands to Frost. Frost able to keep his balance. Works forward to the 40 for 3. Looks like they may mark it all the way out to the 41-yard line, so we'll call it a 4-yard gain for Creighton Frost. Frost over the last 2 ball games has averaged over 4 yards per carry. He's down to just 3 yards per carry so far on his 6 totes in this one. 6 carries, 18 yards. Second down and 6. This time they fake it to Frost. Harvey exploding around the right side. Has a lot of room, a first down and more. Stays on his feet after it looked like they were going to trip him up at about the 35-yard line. And Harvey rumbles all the way down near the 20, out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So a big run by Harvey for 39 yards. And Baldwin has a first down and 10 just outside of the red zone. From the 21-yard line with 2:43 and counting to play in the half. If you're Baldwin right now, I think you just go ahead and use this play clock. No reason to be in too much of a hurry. Quick slant, Reichard cannot come up with it. Baldwin now just 1 out of 5 throwing the football in this game. That will stop the clock with 2:32 left in the half. As you're in position now, if you're Baldwin, where time is not an issue at all. You have all 3 of your timeouts and still 2.5 minutes to go, and you're 21 yards away from the end zone. So no concerns about having to run out of time. In fact, you want to run out of time now if you're Baldwin. Second down and 10 for Harvey out of the shotgun. Straight drop, throwing the fade to the right sideline, and it is incomplete. Some contact out there on the coverage, but no flag. Ryder Nye was the intended target. Coverage by Christian Barnett for Anderson County, and it'll bring up a third down and 10. Again, the clock stopped with 2:27 to go. A little surprised with the effectiveness of the running game for Baldwin. They got down here to the 21 and they went back-to-back passing plays. They're just 1 of 6 through the air. But Harvey has 92 yards on 11 carries on the ground. Third and 10 from the 21-yard line. Option, pitch to Frost. Stays in as he cuts it back down near the 15-yard line. Good chunk there of about 6 on a third down and 10. So that will give you the option now on fourth down to feel a lot better about going for this thing. They're going to mark it at the 15, so it's fourth down and 4. Baldwin has had a couple of fourth down tries in this game. In fact, 2 of them, they're 1 of 2 on their fourth down conversions. This is a 4th and 4 as the Anderson County crowd tries to get loud and help out their defense. Hard count, snap back to Harvey. Hit in the backfield, trying to break free, will not be able to. He was hit by Paxton Fultz in the backfield. He ends up gaining 1, but it's not nearly enough as the Baldwin Bulldogs turn it over on downs for the second time in this game, down inside the red zone. With 1:42 left to play in the half, they give it back to Anderson County. The Anderson County Bulldogs will have a long way to go if they're going to want to come away with some points before the end of the half, but just coming up with a stop was a win right there for Anderson County, no question about it. Baldwin cannot let that turn into a letdown here, though. They've got to come up with a stop in this final 1:42. All 3 timeouts remain for Anderson County as well, so they can continue to run the football. They do not have to panic and go to the air, and they're going to start from 5 yards further back as they commit a false start before the snap. So again, with the 3 timeouts, 1:42 is still quite a bit of time. Pushes that ball back to the 9-yard line now. They have only completed 3 of 7 passes for 44 yards and an interception. It was taken to the house by the Baldwin defense. Brett Davidson had that pick 6 for the Baldwin D. They will run on 1st and 10 from the 9. Wilson took the direct snap, and that's been an effective play for them as Wilson carries it out to the 15-yard line. And Anderson County will, actually no, Baldwin takes the timeout here. Williams on the tackle after that run by Cameron Wilson picks up 6. So a timeout was taken by the Baldwin Bulldogs here as they're going to hope that their defense can come up with a stop and give them back a short field to close out this half. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Maley & Sons Construction, a family-owned and operated company specializing in commercial construction along with high-profile residential clients. If you're looking for steady year-round work done locally right here in the KC metro area with advancement opportunities, and check out Maley & Sons Construction. Email Danielle at MaleyandSons.com to learn more. Coming up is the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show here in about 90 seconds of game clock. We'll take a look back at the first half numbers in this one. Preview what's coming up, our upcoming broadcast schedule, and more. That's all coming up on the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show, but there could still be a lot of action before that. With 1:33 to go, 3 timeouts still for Anderson County, 2 timeouts remaining for Baldwin, a 2nd down and 9 coming up. Baldwin turned it over on downs inside the 20 for the second time in this game on the possession prior to this one right here for Anderson County. Wilson took the direct snap, gives to Maston Wright, and Jack Harvey blows it up in the backfield, and Baldwin will immediately take another timeout with 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the half. The Bulldogs of Baldwin take their second timeout, and that big loss as Jack Harvey has his third tackle for loss in the game, goes all the way back to the 7-yard line. They lose 8 yards on that carry. And now Baldwin really in a great spot with this 3rd down and 18 coming up to try and get the football back in a short field. And if they can come up with a stop here on this 3rd down play, Anderson County will have to kick into the wind as well. So that would, in theory, shorten things up on the kick. We've already seen Cody Buck with one big punt return and an even bigger kick return. He took a kick back for a touchdown. He took a punt about 35 yards on a return earlier. So huge 3rd down and 18 coming up with 1 minute 25 left in the half. A stop here and you give yourself an opportunity to score more points before the half ends. A conversion, though, by Anderson County. And then the ball is pretty much in Anderson County's court at that point in time. They can stay aggressive and perhaps give you a chance, or at that point, Baldwin with just one timeout remaining would not really be able to force their hand. So let's see what happens here on a 3rd down and 18. Big play. Keyser wanting to throw a screen back to the near side. He has Wilson. Wilson has a lot of green space. Gets a big block down the field from his offensive lineman who's ahead of the pack. Another big block there. And Wilson takes it across midfield. Wyatt King laying 2 big blocks down the field. The right tackle getting out and running right there. The left tackle, I should say. And that is all the way to the 41-yard line of Baldwin. So they bust off a big play there. A 52-yard screen pass on a 3rd and 18 to completely flip the script here on this first half. What looked like a chance for Baldwin to perhaps come away with some points before the half. Now it's Anderson County who's going to have that opportunity. Tristan Capel was shaken up on the play for Baldwin. So there is an injury timeout of the field with 1 minute and 12 seconds left to play in the half. But man, Preston Keyser hooking up with Cameron Wilson on a 52-yard screen pass. Could not have been a bigger play right there. Regardless of what happens on this possession here in this final 112, even if they don't end up coming away with any points out of this, Anderson County, the fact that they were just able to convert that and not give the ball back to Baldwin was a big win for Anderson County, because they were staring at a bad spot right there as Baldwin was looking at getting tremendous field position back with still enough time to do some damage with it. Instead, now it's Anderson County looking to do damage. Keyser under pressure, flips it up over the middle of the field. It is caught about the 32-yard line. Ryder Nye makes the stop. They push forward to the 31. It's a 10-yard completion and a 1st down. Maston Wright coming down with his 2nd catch of the game. So from the 31 of Baldwin, this pass too tall for Alex Smith. Clock stops with 54 seconds left. Baldwin trying to come up with a big stop and keep the lead. They have not trailed in this game. The Bulldogs of Baldwin, they led 6-0, then 14-0 before Anderson County clawed back to a 1-point game, made it 14-13. Baldwin then up 21-13 before another Anderson County touchdown to make it 21-19. That's where we stand. Keyser's throw for Wright is caught. He got a foot down, it looks like, at about the 14-yard line. It's a 17-yard completion. Nice footwork on the end of that one by Maston Wright, who now has 50 yards receiving on 3 catches. And with 48 seconds left to play, it looks like Anderson County will spend their first timeout. And time really not that much of an issue for them here with 48 seconds to go, and they still have 2 timeouts remaining. So that keeps really all options available to them, whether they want to continue to run the football here. Certainly an option. But they have found a little bit of a rhythm in the passing game now. Mashton Wright has caught the last 2 balls, 3 completions on this drive. Keyser now 6 of 11 for 123 yards in the game.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Baldwin 14-yard line.
Keyser, quick throw again through the hands of Wright. Second down and 10, 44 seconds still to go.
I guess we didn't notice this, but Tristan Capel is back out on the field now.
That's great to see after he was injured on that long play. That 52-yard screen play on a 3rd down and 18. So get their starting corner back on the field, and when they're throwing the ball like this, that becomes that much more important. Here's a 2nd down and 10. Fake to Wilson. Keyser, pressure from behind. The ball comes free. Jack Harvey lights him up on the sack. The fumble scooted forward to near the 10-yard line. The sack by Jack Harvey with 35 seconds to go in the half. A timeout taken by Anderson County. Harvey nearly coming up with a game-changing play there. They're going to bring this football, or they're going to put the football at the 10-yard line. That's the only positive out of that for Anderson County. They actually gained, if you will, 6 yards on the fumble right there, because that ball just shot out of there like a cannon on the Harvey sack. Fortunate for Anderson County to get back on top of that one, though, and they're now down to 1 timeout with 35 seconds to go in the half. They'll be facing a 3rd down and 6. Converted a 3rd and 18 earlier. Went with a screen pass to convert that one. They've had some success with those screens in this game on a couple of occasions. Where do they go here? 3rd down and 6 at the 10. Keyser, straight drop, under pressure again, but lost the football again. And Baldwin is able to fall on top of it back at the 29-yard line. Jack Harvey with another sack. That was nearly a chance for another defensive score. Van Horn scoops up the fumble. A loss of 18 on the 2nd consecutive sack by Harvey. But that could have been also worse for Anderson County. Van Horn able to fall on it, but had he scooped that one, he might have been able to answer or one-up the Davidson defensive touchdown and take that one even further back to the house. But Baldwin able to come up with a stop defensively with 27 seconds to go. And now the offense back out onto the field. I don't know how much they'll be able to accomplish here with just 1 timeout. We'll see how aggressive Baldwin wants to get here. A 2-point lead right now for Baldwin. Throw it backwards to Capel, looking for the double pass. Once Ethan Williams down the field, almost intercepted off the hands of Schaefer and incomplete. So how aggressive are they going to get? Very is the answer. A little double pass trickeration to try and catch Anderson County sleeping, but Anderson County not fooled. They did a good job staying back on that one in the secondary. 2nd down and 10 with 22 seconds to go. So we'll see if it was one of those scenarios where we'll try one time to catch them off guard, and if that doesn't work, we'll take this one into the locker room. They're going to stay out of the shotgun here. 2nd down and 10, 22 seconds to go in the half. Need a chunk play if you want a chance to set something up. Harvey, all kinds of time. Now will take off and run with it. And he is ushered out of bounds on the far side by Aiden Steele after a short gain. They'll put it at the 31-yard line, a 3-yard run. Clock stops with 15 seconds to go. And it's now 3rd down and 7. Well, you don't really want to have to give the ball back to Anderson County. Anderson County does have 1 timeout, so if your play does not take 15 seconds, which most likely it won't, they could stop it and force you into a decision on a 4th down if you don't convert here. As long as there's only a few seconds left, then you wouldn't have any troubles going for it. Let's see what happens here on the 3rd and 7. Harvey swings it out to the near side flat for Ethan Williams. Williams has a first down, and he is pushed out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. It's a 12-yard completion. Clock stops with 8 seconds to go in the half. And it is a new set of downs, so with 8 ticks left, you do have the wind at your back right now if you're Baldwin, so that might help you push one down the field, but Harvey's got a good arm. I don't know if he has this arm from here, but if you could pick up another 10, 15 yards here, then it would give you a shot to perhaps throw one up into the end zone. You do have a timeout, so the whole field is available to you here on a 1st and 10. Harvey takes a deep shot. Nye is the target, and he's got it at the 20-yard line. Ryder Nye down to the 11, and a timeout. Oh, now they're going to say incomplete. So it is incomplete after all. From our view across the side or across the field from it here, it looked like Nye had hauled that one in. But now with 1 second remaining, it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Man, that would have made it interesting. That would have certainly given you a shot at throwing one into the end zone. Now, you're probably going to have to throw something short of the end zone and try and make something happen. 2nd and 10. Final play of the first half, barring any penalties. Nye comes to the near side. They have nobody guarding him. The defensive back is 25 yards down the field. Harvey drops the snap, then throws it incomplete. A bit of a busted play to end the first half, but the Baldwin Bulldogs, for the 2nd straight week, head to the locker room with the lead. It is 21-19 Baldwin at the break. Coming up is the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show right after this on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
For more than 20 years, Gherkin Rental has been the place to go to get the job done in eastern Kansas and western Missouri. With a huge selection of quality equipment, from roll-offs to trailers, telehandlers to generators, power washers to popcorn makers. Experienced equipment professionals and clean, well-maintained tools to help you get the job done right the first time. Gherkin Rental. Stop by any of their 13 locations across the KC Metro or call 855-GHERKINS. That's 855-437-5367.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being a part of the community in which we serve. Our roots run deep within Baldwin City, and our commitment is deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we are here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for 131 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome into the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show from Garnett, Kansas tonight. It is a 21-19 ball game here at the break. The Baldwin Bulldogs with a 2-point lead. They have not trailed in this game, Baldwin, after they scored a touchdown on their first defensive possession of the game. The Bulldogs opened up this game on a 15-play, nearly 7-minute drive, 6:57 to be exact, but turned it over on downs down at the 20-yard line of Anderson County. And after Anderson County, they moved the ball just across midfield. Then they were pushed back just shy of midfield. They tried to flip a swing pass out to a running back on a third down play, and Brett Davidson, the Bulldog defensive end, took it to the house. A pick six, returned it 44 yards for a touchdown that put the Bulldogs of Baldwin on top 6-0 after the missed extra point. The ensuing possession, a 3-and-out by Anderson County. Baldwin set up with a short field after a big punt return by Cody Buck. They only needed to go 10 yards, and they did it on one run, a 10-yard touchdown run by Jack Harvey. The 2-point conversion made it 14-0 Baldwin, and things were looking very good for the Baldwin Bulldogs at that point. But Anderson County able to respond. Their ensuing possession, they went 70 yards on 6 plays, 2:24 off of the clock, and a 23-yard touchdown run by Cameron Wilson to pull them within a score. The possession after that, Baldwin had disaster strike on a 4th down play. They snapped it low. It bounced back to Tucker Flory. He had to chase it down behind him. They ended up in a 22-yard loss that turned it over on downs to Anderson County, setting up Anderson County on the Baldwin 8-yard line. 2 plays later, it was Cameron Wilson again for an 8-yard touchdown run. The extra point was blocked, so a chance to tie the game went by the wayside there for Anderson County. It remained a 1-point lead for Baldwin. It would extend back to 8 just 13 seconds later when Cody Buck took the ensuing kickoff 86 yards for another Baldwin touchdown. They scored on defense, offense, and special teams in the first half. It was 21-13 Baldwin at that point, and then the ensuing drive for Anderson County, they were able to march it back down 51 yards on 7 plays. A 20-yard touchdown run by Preston Keyser capped off that drive. They also failed on the 2-point conversion after that touchdown, though. So now 2 different chances Anderson County has had to tie this game with point afters, but both times they have failed to do so. And Baldwin with a 21-19 lead here at the half. We'll take a timeout here on the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Come back with the first half stats for you right after this. The Farm Bureau halftime show brought to you by your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent at Baldwin City, Kelly Neufeld. Kelly and his team are there to help you protect what matters most. Call them at 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting, or stop by their new office in downtown Baldwin City at 714 8th Street and see how Kelly and his team can help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future. The first half numbers for you when we come back here. 21-19 Baldwin on top of Anderson County at the half.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you prepare for the unexpected and protect your future. With customized insurance plans and comprehensive financial planning, Kelly and his team will help increase your confidence in your overall financial well-being. Come meet the team at their new office in downtown Baldwin City at 714 8th Street, or give them a call at 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it. Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Shad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Shad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Welcome back here to the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. A 21-19 ball game at the break. It's Baldwin on top of Anderson County by a pair. We take a look at the first half numbers for you. Anderson County with 184 yards of offense, 61 on the ground, and 123 through the air. They have not really been able to run the ball with much success outside of a couple of big runs from Cameron Wilson and one by Preston Keyser. They have really been held in check. The passing game has been more effective than expected in this game. They came into this ball game through 4 weeks. The quarterback, Preston Keyser, had thrown for 141 yards on 33% passing, 123 yards in the first half of this game on 50% completion percentage there. So a pretty good half there throwing the football for Anderson County. Granted, a lot of that yards came on 2 screen passes, but nevertheless, they have been effective there. Baldwin with 110 total offense, 95 rushing, just 15 passing yards in the first half. Both teams ran 33 plays in the first half. Time of possession, about a 1-minute advantage right now for Baldwin, 12.5 to 11.5. Third downs, very even. Baldwin 4 out of 8. Anderson County 4 out of 7. Anderson County has not gone for it on a 4th down. Baldwin is 1 out of 3 on their 4th down tries. Big plays have favored Anderson County. 8 of 10-plus yards, 4 of 20-plus yards. Baldwin with 4 10-plus yard plays and 2 of 20-plus yards. A couple of turnovers in that first half for Anderson County. One of them certainly costly. It was a direct result in points. A pick 6 by the Baldwin defense. The fumble did not end up costing Anderson County any points. 10 accepted penalties in that first half for a total of 95 yards as well. 6 against Anderson County, 4 against Baldwin. Individually in the first half, Jack Harvey, 2 of 9 passing for just 15 yards. On the ground, though, he had 96 yards rushing on 13 carries and a touchdown. Creighton Frost adding 24 yards on 7 carries. Both completions for Harvey went to Ethan Williams for the 15 yards. But, of course, one of the stats that doesn't show up there on the offensive numbers, in fact, 2 of the numbers that don't show up there, the 44-yard pick 6 by Brad Davidson and the 86-yard kickoff return touchdown by Cody Buck. The defense and the special teams playing a huge role in that first half for Baldwin. Part of the reason they lead this game 21-19. In fact, a big reason why they lead this game 21-19. For Anderson County, Preston Keyser is 6 of 12 through the air for 123 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He has 17 yards on 7 carries with a touchdown on the ground. Cameron Wilson has led the ground attack, 8 carries for 57 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Wilson also has 2 receptions for 71 yards in the first half. Maston Wright hauled in 3 passes for 50 yards in that first half. Those are your numbers here at the break. It's been a good one so far, and it's a 2-point Baldwin lead, 21-19. The Bulldogs on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs on top of the Anderson County Bulldogs here on the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show.
Your home is your sanctuary, and it deserves to look its best. Whether you're looking to update your interior, spruce up your exterior, or give your cabinets a fresh look, trusted residential house painters Absolute Painting are here to help. At Absolute Painting, they specialize in providing top-notch home painting services to homeowners just like you. Their team of professionals have years of experience and the skills necessary to transform your home into a beautiful, welcoming space. Call for a free quote today. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
New charges related to insurance fraud and theft.
Ripping off about 90 homeowners. Stewart ripped him off.
The roofing industry is rough these days. Hometown Construction is Baldwin City's very own hometown solution for roofing and siding needs. We know there's more important things than just money. We give detailed estimates and on-site supervision during all projects. We focus on one job at a time so that you have our undivided attention. Contact us today. Go Bulldogs!
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Welcome back here to the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. 21-19 lead at the break. The Baldwin Bulldogs on top of the Anderson County Bulldogs. We take a look at what's coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live next Friday. Baldwin back home to host Osawatomie. 7 o'clock kick. Catch it right here on Baldwin Sports Live. And more volleyball coming up on the 10th of October as Ottawa will come to town to take on the Baldwin Bulldog volleyball team. As scheduled 6:30 first serve. Whenever the C team and JV games finish up, we'll have that game for you there on Tuesday, October 10th. You can check out all the games across the network on varsitysportslive.com. So that is what is coming up here on the channel. You've been watching the Baldwin Sports Live Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. It's Baldwin 21, Anderson County 19. Second half is coming up right after this. If you're looking for personal service from a local agent, then Kelly Neufeld is your guy. Give him a call at 785-594-1055. Kelly and his team are proud supporters of the Baldwin Bulldogs, and they love to support you in your financial future as well. Farm Bureau Financial Services, it's your future. Let's protect it. Second half coming your way next.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
The decision to sell your home or the search to buy a home is never easy. It's likely the biggest financial decision you'll make. Free State Realty has a talented team with years of experience ready to assist you and make the challenge of buying or selling your home a rewarding experience. Contact Free State Realty to see the difference a realtor makes. Owner-broker Steve Pittman, Associate Broker Kim Bergen, Realtor Lindsay Mark Schofield, and Realtor Douglas Spradlin. Truthful, informed, effective. Free State Realty.
We are back here in Garnett, and an extended halftime show for the band here tonight. They had the little girls dance team, the high school dance team, and both teams are out there ready to play, but the band is still rocking it here in Garnett tonight. So a little extended halftime for us as we get set for a second half of action that if it's anything like the first, this game is going to be headed right down to the wire. Baldwin had a 14-0 lead early on in this game, and things looked to be going pretty well for Baldwin, but Anderson County answering. They had two different opportunities to tie the game after a touchdown to make it 14-13, but they had the extra point blocked, and then another touchdown to make it 21-19, but they were stopped on the two-point try. So on two different occasions, but both times coming up empty. They have twice, Anderson County, stopped Baldwin to turn it over on downs inside the Anderson County 20-yard line. So some missed opportunities in that regard for Baldwin. But Baldwin right now with the lead, 21-19. As we get set for the second half at some point anyway here. We'll do that, but the Anderson County Marching Band continuing their halftime performance here. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. Shad and Penny Sheldon, your Baldwin City area brokers, invite you to check out the Baldwin Woods Estate, a one-of-a-kind property on just over 88 acres. It's located within a quarter mile of the Baldwin city limits, and it's still a very private and secluded property. See more at HaydenOutdoors.com or call 785-821-2666 to schedule a tour and find your next dream property with Hayden Outdoors. And while you're online checking out what Hayden Outdoors has to offer, go ahead and check out the Baldwin City Chamber as well, baldwincitychamber.com. They want to invite you out for a spooktacular evening on Tuesday, October 31st from 5 to 7 in downtown Baldwin. It's the hometown Halloween celebration, trunk or treat, and all kinds of fun, spooky Halloween happenings downtown. If you're a business that would like to set up a booth for the trick-or-treating part of it, you can register at baldwincitychamber.com. And if you just want to come out for a good time, then bring all your little kiddos, get them all dressed up in their Halloween costumes, and come on out for an evening of costumes, sweets, and spooktacular activities at Hometown Halloween coming up Tuesday, October 31st from 5 to 7 in downtown Baldwin.
Did you add that spooktacular, or was that on the paper?
That's on the read.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's spooktacular. If you're not prepared to say it, though, it can jump up and be a mouthful to try to get that in there. What was your favorite Halloween costume all time, Aiden, that you donned? I mean, are you still a Halloween guy? Do you go all out and dress up and do all that stuff for Halloween still?
No, it just chill out, watch some horror movies, and that's about it.
So at some point in time, I imagine you did the whole dress up thing when you were a kid. So do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you remember?
I was a Bumblebee kind of kid. I was a big Transformers fan as a kid.
Okay, I gotcha. Old Bumblebee.
Big Bumblebee fan.
Is it only Bumblebee, or were you a fan of any of the other Transformers? Primarily Bumblebee?
Bumblebee was top 3. Optimus Prime was 2.
Okay.
And then this shocker, Jazz from the first one was actually number 1.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But you weren't Jazz for Halloween? They didn't have a Jazz costume?
They didn't have a Jazz costume.
Oh, man, come on. How can they not?
I don't know.
All right, we are finally ready to go here for the second half. Brendan O'Connor will tee it up for the Bulldogs of Baldwin. And let's see if Baldwin can finish it this time. They led by 11 at half last week against Santa Fe Trail, had a 19-8 halftime lead before Santa Fe Trail ran away with it in the second half, scoring touchdowns on all 5 of their second half possessions en route to a 44-27 victory over Baldwin. So we'll see if Baldwin can finish the deal tonight and pick up their first win of the season. Baldwin 0-4, Anderson County 1-3. Anderson County has not beaten Baldwin since 1997. They have played 8 times since. Last year was the first time they had played since 2003. Baldwin won that game 41-20. And it's a 2-point lead right now as we start this second half. Preston Keyser will bring his squad back onto the field. Keyser 6 of 12 through the air for 123 yards in that first half. Carried 7 times for 17 yards with a touchdown. And they will start at the 20. And they'll hand it off to the best part of their offense so far in this game, and that has been Cameron Wilson. And he picks up 9 on a first down carry here. Capel and Quick make the stop. So that gives Wilson 9 carries for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also caught 2 passes, both screen passes, for a total of 71 yards. So 137 total yards of offense on just 11 touches with 2 touchdowns. Been a big game for Cameron Wilson tonight. We told you in the open, they kind of go with that hot hand approach in their backfield. And Wilson has been that hot hand who carries it again here on a 2nd and 1. He takes it for 10 out to the 39-yard line. So 2 big chunk plays to start this second half for Cameron Wilson and the Anderson County offense. That's their 9th play of this game that has gone for 10 or more yards. They were driving to end the first half after a 52-yard completion on a screen play that converted a 3rd and 18. They were driving down near the red zone, in fact, inside of the red zone, before back-to-back Jack Harvey sacks derailed the possession, the second of which resulted in a sack fumble recovered by Baldwin. Took a couple of shots down the field before the half ended then, but Both teams have had some opportunities go by the wayside in this game. 5-yard run there makes it a 2nd down and 5. Baldwin has twice been stopped, turnover on downs inside the 20. Anderson County has had that happen once. Toss goes to Trey Clark. And he is stopped in the backfield by Jack Harvey. Yet another tackle for loss for Harvey. He's now 4 tackles for loss and then 2 additional sacks for a total of 6 stops behind the line of scrimmage in this game. That one pushes the line of scrimmage all the way back to the 37-yard line. So after the gain of 5, they lose 7. 3rd down and 12. Anderson County in the game, 4 out of 8 on 3rd down. And they've had some long ones. They're averaging, with this 3rd down here, they'll have averaged 11.4 yards to go per 3rd down. That does not make it easy, so the fact that they've converted 50% of them is really pretty good. All kinds of trouble here for Keyser. Using the official as a screen blocker as Landry Quick pressured him, and the pass is incomplete. A good job eluding the pass rush by Keyser and just getting rid of that football. The intended receiver was Maston Wright, but it is incomplete, and 4th down and 12 coming up, and the punt team coming on the field for Anderson County. Good job by Baldwin after giving up a couple of chunk runs to Cameron Wilson to start this possession. Baldwin buckles down. They use the big tackle for loss by Jack Harvey to put Anderson County behind the chains and now force the punt.
I believe in the back is Ryder Nye and Cody Buck.
Buck has already had 2 big plays on special teams. This will not be returned by either of those 2 Bulldog return men. Comes to a rest at the 29-yard line. Pretty good punt with 9:16 left to play in this 3rd quarter. Baldwin with a defensive stop to start the 2nd half, and now the offense will go back to work, looking to add to a 2-point lead. Baldwin in the 1st half had 6 possessions, or really 5 possessions. One of those was a 86-yard kickoff return, but their other 5 true offensive possessions, they had 2 turnover on downs, and 3 actually turnover on downs, one of them though with a failed punt snap, and then the 1 touchdown run, and then the end of a half. So for their own 29 this time. Harvey, designed keep to the right side. Spins out of a tackle and is out across to the 32-yard line. Anderson County had a shot at the Bulldog quarterback at the backfield, but King could not finish the tackle. Harvey is not an easy guy to bring down. He's not only elusive and fast, but he's strong as well. And he turned a potential loss into a 3-yard gain there. 2nd down and 7 for Baldwin. Frost in the backfield gets the carry. Had his ankles wrapped up by Quentin King, and a flag comes in after the play. The official, the umpire, who was right in the middle of all that, threw the flag emphatically, and one of the players for Anderson County, Noah Wheeler, ended up on his back in that pile. So we will have to sort this one out. It's a 2-yard run by Frost. But it looks like a dead ball penalty is going to be called here. A matter of questioning which side it's on. So the Anderson County players are kind of reacting like a disbelief. You can see that Tyler Browning had his hands in the air like as if to say, how is that? But it will go against Baldwin, so maybe he just misheard the call or the officials had said the wrong thing that he had heard. Whatever the case may be, it's a 15-yard penalty against Baldwin, and because it's a dead ball penalty, you don't get to replay the down, so the down counts, the 2-yard run by Frost. And the 15-yarder now will make it 3rd down and 20. So that is a costly one. It hasn't seemed like a chippy game out there, but that's the 3rd personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty we've had in this game. But, sometimes the game has a feel like, yeah, that's not surprising. This game has not felt like that, but yet here we are. 11 accepted penalties, 3 of them personal foul, dead ball personal fouls. 3rd down and 20. Harvey on the roll. Throws for Nye, I should say. And it is out of his reach, so 4th down coming up. And both teams look like they're going to trade punts to start this second half. 8:03 to play 3rd quarter. And Baldwin is set to give the ball back to Anderson County, but it is not as simple as that. Last time they were down at about this same area of the field when they were trying to punt. The snap was bounced back to the kicker, Flory, and he was unable to get a punt off. Ended up being tackled back at the 8-yard line. So Flory standing at his own 5 this time. Wind at his back. Let's see if they can get the punt away. Good snap this time. Flory with a spiraling kick, angling it over to the far sideline. It takes a Baldwin bounce and will come to a rest at the 46-yard line. About a 35-yard punt there from Flory with 7:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Baldwin will give it back over to Anderson County, and the Anderson County Bulldogs, at least to this point, winning the battle of field position early on. They'll take over here on their own 46-yard line with good field position and down by 2. Anderson County still looking for their first lead of this ball game. Baldwin's led by as many as 14. Anderson County twice has scored with a chance to tie on the ensuing extra point or point after, but both times have failed to do so. From the 46, fake to Wilson. Keyser cannot get away from that man again. Jack Harvey once more in the backfield, taking down Keyser for a loss of 6 yards, and man, Jack Harvey has spent more time in the backfield than the backs of Anderson County in this game. He has just constantly been wreaking havoc back there. That is now 7 tackles for loss in this game for Harvey. 5 on running plays, and then the 2 additional sacks as well. Second down and 16. Bunch set to the right, handoff, and this time Van Horn gets into the act in the backfield. His 2nd tackle for loss. That throws the back for another 3 yards on the loss for Wilson. So this drive going in the wrong direction for Anderson County. A loss of 6 followed by a loss of 3, and it is now 3rd down and 19. Well, if you're Baldwin right now, I think you have to be alert for the screen pass. We've seen them get burnt twice on the screen pass on 3rd and longs. Cameron Wilson has been the guy they've gone to for a couple of big screen plays. Are they going to go back to the well here on 3rd and 19? Rolling out, throwing to the sideline, and it's broken up. Nice play to break that ball up by Cody Buck. The pass breakup intended for Maston Wright, and now Anderson County with a 3-and-out. They'll punt it back to Baldwin. Both defenses stepping up big to start this 3rd quarter, midway through the period. And we have seen 2 punts with a 3rd imminent here from Anderson County. There's the snap, good one back to the kicker Steele. And he boots it away. Buck fields it at the 36-yard line. And he won't get much. Maybe the 42. There is another penalty flag thrown in. This was thrown by the umpire who was right in the middle. And now he's trying to separate guys. So I would not be surprised if we might end up with another personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct penalty here. This is either going to turn what's good field position for Baldwin into great field position, or turn what should be good field position into just average field position, depending on what this penalty call is. And it is going to go against Baldwin. And it is a targeting penalty called on Baldwin. So that is going to cost Baldwin 15 more yards. Man, Baldwin has not had a penalty issue this year. They have been pretty good, really, this year at avoiding penalties, but not so much tonight. 6 penalties for 65 yards now. And that's their third 15-yard penalty of this game. They've had 2 personal fouls and a 15-yard face mask. So instead of the 42, they'll start back at their own 27. And it's Creighton Frost. One of the few times tonight that he's had a little bit of space to carry the football. He's been taking a lot of contact at the point of attack in this game. But this time, Creighton is able to rumble for 7. Make it a 2nd down and 3. Tyler Browning on the stop for Anderson County. So with 5:45 and counting left to play in this third quarter, Baldwin trying to break free of this defensive battle that is broken out here in the second half. Fake to Frost. Harvey trying to split defenders. Does enough to get the first down as he picks up 5. It's Browning again along with Schaefer on the tackle. But a first down run by Jack Harvey puts the ball at the 39-yard line. And a new set of downs for Baldwin. They look to go down and extend what is a 2-point lead right now for the Baldwin Bulldogs. They've led by as many as 14 early on in this game. Low snap to Harvey, rolling to his right. Once Tristan Capel, who is open, makes the catch outside of the 30, and he's chased down by Schaefer at the 11. There's a penalty flag back in the backfield where Harvey threw the pass. Brett Davidson, though, is adamant for the Bulldogs that this penalty is against Anderson County. Davidson believes this is on Anderson County. If it is, the big play to Capel will stand. And it is a hold called against Anderson County, it looked like they said. So it will be a big play for Baldwin on the hookup to Capel. They take it all the way down to the 11-yard line. They pick up 50 yards on that completion. It's been a tough go through the air in this game. They had 15 passing yards prior to that play. But 50 on that one to Tristan Capel. Makes it first down and 10 at the 12. So 49, I guess. I had it marked at the 11. They mark it at the 12. It's a 49-yard completion. Nonetheless, a big play and a needed one as Creighton Frost carrying a back full of Anderson County defenders. He had 4 red jerseys piling on him as he carries forward down to the 8-yard line, picks up 4. 2nd down and 6. The Bulldogs can get a first down inside the 2-yard line here. Looking for a touchdown to extend what's right now a 2-point lead. A touchdown with any type of point after would make this a 2-possession game again. 3:54 left to play, third quarter. Harvey keeps it. Jack up the middle. Sniffing that goal line, but he is just short. I do think you'll have enough for a first down, though. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 1. It's a 7-yard run for Harvey, and it sets up first down and goal at the 1-yard line for Baldwin. Well, you've got to like your chances here if you're Baldwin to punch this one in. Harvey or Frost, either one, and instead it's Buck who is now in the game in the backfield, standing at the left of Harvey. Harvey has 1 rushing touchdown already tonight. And this time it's Cody Buck who finds pay dirt for Baldwin. A 1-yard touchdown run. And the Bulldogs have taken a 8-point lead with a chance to make this a 2-possession game on the extra point try. It's the first rushing touchdown of the year for the senior running back Cody Buck. Just 2 carries in this game for now 2 yards, but that 1 yard right there was well worth it. A touchdown of 1 yard for Buck. Here's O'Connor for the extra point try to make this a 9-point game. So this is a big extra point here. O'Connor 1 for 2 in the game. And this one is up and no good, wide left. So it will remain a 1-possession game with 3:24 to go in the third. It's 27-19 Baldwin here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
New charges related to insurance fraud and theft.
Ripping off about 90 homeowners. Stewart ripped him off.
The roofing industry is rough these days. Hometown Construction is Baldwin City's very own hometown solution for roofing and siding needs. We know there's more important things than just money. We give detailed estimates and on-site supervision during all projects. We focus on one job at a time so that you have our undivided attention. Contact us today. Go Bulldogs!
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
O'Connor has it teed up for Baldwin as Baldwin has extended their lead back to 8, 27-19 on a 73-yard touchdown drive. 6 plays, 73 yards, 2:48 off of the clock, and a 1-yard touchdown run by Cody Buck to cap it off. Another penalty flag on the kick return here as Anderson County is able to get it back to the 22-yard line on the Wilson return. But we will once again check the flag to see who it's against. It has not been a penalty-free game. Both teams have been penalized 6 times each, accepted penalties. We've had several other flags that have either been picked up or a couple of declined penalties as well. So all in all, we've had about 16 flags thrown in this game. And they're going to wave another one off. So that's the 3rd time tonight we've had a flag waved off. And it is 1st and 10 Anderson County from their own 22-yard line. To this point, Anderson County has seemed to come up with the answer every time they've needed to. Can Baldwin get a stop and try to create some separation? Davidson riding Schaefer down in the backfield. Baldwin has just spent all kinds of time tonight in the backfield. A.J. Schaefer that time unable to break free of Brett Davidson, who has the big pick 6 earlier in this game as well. That moves the football back to the 18-yard line. It's a 4-yard loss on that carry. Baldwin now defensively, they have 10 tackles for loss in this game. And actually 12 when you add the 2 sacks as well. Handoff goes to Quentin King this time, his first offensive touch. He's upended by Capel at the 25-yard line. A 7-yard run for King. Makes it 3rd down and 8. They have failed on their last 2 third downs, both here in the second half. They were 4 out of 8 in the first half, now 4 for 10 for the ball game on 3rd down. This one's a 3rd and 8 with just over 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Keyser rolling left. Harvey once again putting the pressure on him. Tries to throw that underneath. It's one of his linemen who ends up touching, and that's going to be an illegal touching. So they'll fail to convert the 3rd down. We'll see what Baldwin wants to do on this penalty here. It'll be 4th down and 8 if they decline it. I don't think, and in fact, Anderson County has already kind of shown their hand. They've already brought the punt team out. Not to say they couldn't change that decision, but So here's the call. It is a loss of down, so that's why that penalty can still be enforced there. So a loss of down penalty carried with that. They mark it back, a 5-yard loss. And now on 4th down, Aiden Steele will punt it away. Buck calling for a fair catch. He muffed it, and it's recovered by Anderson County. And they can't return that, so about the 5 yards they gained after won't count as A.J. Schaefer recovers the muffed punt by Cody Buck, but a huge break for Anderson County. And instead of punting it away for the 3rd straight time, they're going to end up getting second life at this one with 1:51 left in the half, and they will have it once again, this time on their own 41-yard line. Can Anderson County take advantage of the second chance? Baldwin trying to shut it down. Wilson on the throwback screen. They've had a lot of success on this play. This time Baldwin limits it to about 5 yards, and there's another penalty flag thrown. So it's a 5-yard completion as it stands, but Anderson County kind of starting to walk backwards. They think this one is going to be against them. And it will be. It'll be the 8th accepted penalty against Anderson County in this game. And it's an illegal block at the back. So that wipes out the 5-yard completion to Cameron Wilson. The flag was thrown about 5 yards downfield, so it results in essentially about a 5-yard. Oh, now they are going to back it off even further. So initially it looked like they had only marked it off to about the 36. Now they bring it all the way back to the 31-yard line. So the full 10 yards assessed from the original line, and now it's 1st down and 20. Fake a handoff, quickly flips it out to the left sideline, and right, spinning through tacklers, make that Alex Smith rather, and Smith takes it out to the 46-yard line. That is a 15-yard completion. Nice running after the catch by Alex Smith, and that really made up for the big loss on the penalty as they pick up 16 yards actually on that completion. So they get all the penalty yards back plus some and turn it into a 2nd down and 4. It was going to be 2nd and 5 after the previous play to Cameron Wilson prior to the penalty. So they actually, after the penalty in that play, they net a 1-yard gain on the whole thing, and it's 2nd down and 4. And into the 3rd quarter. So after 3, it's Baldwin 27, Anderson County 19. Don't go anywhere. Good finish brewing here in Garnett tonight on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Your home is your sanctuary, and it deserves to look its best. Whether you're looking to update your interior, spruce up your exterior, or give your cabinets a fresh look, trusted residential house painters Absolute Painting are here to help. At Absolute Painting, they specialize in providing top-notch home painting services to homeowners just like you. Their team of professionals have years of experience and the skills necessary to transform your home into a beautiful, welcoming space. Call for a free quote today. Absolute Painting, where quality is absolute.
We head off to the 4th quarter tonight in Garnett, and it's been a good one so far. Baldwin has never trailed in this game. They've led by as many as 14, but Anderson County refusing to go away. And Anderson County has it on a 2nd and 4 to start the 4th quarter. Pass comes in low, and going down to make the catch at the Baldwin 48-yard line is Alex Smith. So they go to him on back-to-back plays here for 16 and then for 5, and it moves the chains. Makes it 1st down and 10, Anderson County, just across midfield. Baldwin had 2 really good chances here as of late. after they scored their touchdown, they had a chance to make this a 2-possession game, but they failed to do so on a missed extra point. And then they had Anderson County backed up 4th down and 20 on a punt, but Baldwin muffing the punt, recovered by Anderson County, giving new life to the home team here. And now Preston Keyser under attack in the backfield yet again. He is chased out of bounds by Casey Hamrick right at the original line. He might have lost a yard. Let's see where they're going to mark this. Looks like they're going to put it at the 49, so that will be a 1-yard loss for Keyser. It's another tackle for loss for Baldwin, their 13th tackle for loss in this game. And it sets up a 2nd down and 11 with 11:27 to go, 4th quarter. Anderson County 1-3 on the year. Baldwin 0-4. Trying to get that first victory before they head home next week to take on Osawatomie. That's the one win this year for Anderson County, was against Osawatomie. Baldwin nearly jumped into the neutral zone. Now the handoff to Wilson. He's stacked up without much there. A couple of yards when it's all said and done. He's pushed forward down to about the 47 for 2. So a 3rd down and 9 coming up. Anderson County has converted just one of their last 4 third downs. Keyser has Wilson behind him out of the pistol on 3rd down and 9. Tosses it right side to Wilson. Baldwin has it strung out, nothing there. Another tackle for loss. Put it back near midfield. Baldwin had everybody in the backfield that time to make the play. 2-yard loss back to midfield, 4th down. And I believe they're going to punt. That would be a tough spot here. Right at midfield. If you only needed 2, maybe, but needing 12 makes that a tough call here. So they will bring the punt team out. Aiden Steele kicks it away. Baldwin back to receive it. Fair catch called for and made by Ryder Nye just inside of the 20-yard line. So that second chance that Baldwin gave Anderson County on the muffed punt does not end up costing Baldwin anything. They get the stop anyway. They get the ball back with an 8-point lead and 10:25 remaining. A big possession coming up here. Boy, would it be nice to have one of those 15-play, 7-minute drives that they had to start the game with right now. Only finish it with points as opposed to a turnover on downs like they did to open up the ball game. But any type of points here for Baldwin would turn this into a 2-possession game. They've led by 2 possessions on one occasion in this game. A 14-0 lead back early on in the first half, but Anderson County has continued to keep it close since. Handoff Frost. Up the middle goes Creighton. Steps through a tackler. Across the 30. Finally tripped up by Schaefer out near the 35-yard line. They'll put it at the 34. It's a 15-yard run by Frost, his longest of the night.
Good run by Creighton. Just way to get through that pocket.
He has shown an ability to break tackles. He's not necessarily going to break free and have the 80-yard touchdown run that you might see from Cody Buck, but he is not an easy guy to tackle, and he's always finishing his runs falling forward.
Plus, the Baldwin Bulldogs can rely on him to fight for those extra yards.
And he's been really good getting the tough yards. They're going to feed him again. And there he goes, just like a bowling ball, rolling right down the center of the lane. Takes out a couple of pins on his way to a 6-yard. They get 7-yard run there for Frost, and he'll check out for Cody Buck to spell him here. And that's what's going to make this rushing attack that much more potent now that they've got Buck back in that rotation. He is the lightning to the Creighton Frost Thunder, and then you add Jack Harvey, who's all of the above. An injured player for Anderson County making his way off the field is Noah Wheeler. So they'll take a look at Wheeler and see if they can get him back into the game. And I'm not so sure if he's injured or if it's just his helmet's having some issues. He took his helmet off and he's kind of looking in the helmet like there's maybe an equipment issue and perhaps a combination of both those factors, but hopefully young man will be all right. And here's a 2nd down and 3 for Baldwin. Low snap, Harvey trying to feed it to Buck. The ball is on the turf, and down to recover it is Baldwin. Drew Flick is able to recover that fumble as the snap was a little off, and it caused that mesh point between Harvey and Buck to not be very smooth. Harvey still trying to get that ball to Buck. He was not able to secure it, but Baldwin fortunate that just ends up in a no gain as Drew Flick, Johnny on the spot to recover it, and it's 3rd down and 3. Harvey with Buck to his left. Speed option, cuts it up, has the 1st down and plenty more. Inside the 40, Harvey trying to race the Anderson County Bulldogs to the end zone, and it's all pay dirt for Jack Harvey. A penalty flag has been thrown, though, and it's coming back. The 59-yard touchdown run by Harvey is coming off the board. And another penalty flag that will cost Baldwin dearly here. A hold against Baldwin. So 3rd down and 3 is going to turn into 3rd down and 13. And that's actually be a little less than that. They're going to mark it off from, it looks like, the 45, 3 yards up the field. But it'll put it back to a 3rd down and 9 now. Man, tough break for Baldwin. That was the score they needed to make this a 2-possession game again, but they're going to have to convert 3rd down and 9 now. Harvey's over 100 yards in the game, 111 on 17 carries with a touchdown. Does he have another big one in him, or at least a 9-yard run in him? Scrambling, hit in the backfield, drop for a 1-yard gain. Nowhere close to the 1st down markers as Maston Wright makes the stop. And it's going to result in a Baldwin punt. So for a moment, it looked like Baldwin had indeed extended that lead, but a penalty negating a 59-yard touchdown run. Flory's punt is in the air. High kick spiraling its way down near the 35-yard line and will bounce down to the 31 where it finally comes to a rest. So Anderson County gets it back with 7:37 to go. And Anderson County trailing 27-19. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing. If you're looking for a great job with a growing family-owned company right here in Baldwin City, then check out Rice Precision Manufacturing. Always looking to add the next great member to their team, including positions for skilled CNC machinists and CNC operators, excellent pay, competitive benefits, a climate-controlled work environment, and a friendly support staff dedicated to the betterment of their employees. Send an email to jobs@rice-precision.com to learn more. From their own 31, Anderson County takes over down 8. Keyser keeps it after the fake handoff. A big run here for Keyser, one of his better runs of the night. Ridden out of bounds just shy of midfield by Landry Quick. They'll mark at the 49-yard line. That's an 18-yard run to start this possession for Anderson County. After the 18-yard run by Keyser, he had just 10 total rushing yards prior to that. Granted, sack yardage has hurt him. Here's a little double reverse pass thrown up to the sideline, and Cameron Wilson goes up and over top of Capel to make the catch, and he's in for the touchdown. How about that? Some trickeration from Anderson County for a 51-yard touchdown. Schaefer to Wilson. Wilson has been their big play guy tonight. He has 78 yards rushing, now 122 receiving, and 3 touchdowns. A toss to right, then to Schaefer, and down the sideline to Wilson. Two-point try for the tie, and it is intercepted by Baldwin. You can't return it in high school, otherwise Nye might have had 2 going the other way. And now a penalty flag comes in after the play. Well, I believe this will be a dead ball penalty based on when that flag was thrown. If that is the case, then the 2-point try will still be a failed 2-point try, but we might have 15 yards being enforced on the kickoff here. I want to go back and look at the touchdown. We've seen them run that action before, but they've always thrown that first pass forward to right. If you hand it, then you can flip it back and then throw it forward. But if that first pass is forward, you can't throw it back and then forward again. That would be 2 forward passes in one play. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but they've run that action several times, and they have thrown that little shovel pass forward as opposed to a handoff. So I'm interested in pulling that one back up and looking at it. But regardless, it's a touchdown for Anderson County. But for the 3rd time in this game, they have scored what could possibly be the tying score, only to fail on the point after. So it remains a 2-point lead for Baldwin with 7:17 left to play in the ball game. So it is a dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct penalty against Baldwin. So Anderson County will be kicking off from the Baldwin 45-yard line. And now if you're Anderson County, you have to think about possibly going for an onside kick here. An onside kick has to travel obviously 10 yards, so assuming you get the onside kick attempt 10 yards, that means the ball's at least going to be at the 35-yard line, and even if you kick this ball deep, they might only gain 15 yards if this ball goes in the end zone or a touchback. So I would highly consider an onside kick if I were Anderson County right here, just because of that 15-yard penalty giving you this type of field position on the kickoff. But we'll see what they opt to do. And they go with a little squib up the middle of the field. Not exactly an onside kick, but in that vein, I guess. And it is covered up by Creighton Frost at the 20-yard line. So Baldwin has it up by 2. They have spent a lot of time in this game with the ball up by 2. And with 7:15 left to go, they've got a chance to put together a sort of a nail-in-the-coffin type drive right here if they can put one together. A touchdown with any type of a point after would make it a 2-possession game again. And assuming you use up a few minutes off the clock in doing so, you would put Anderson County in quite the predicament. But we'll see if they can put one together. Jack Harvey, he's run for 113 yards in this game. He's awaiting the snap. Hands it, no fakes it to Frost. Now Harvey will keep it himself. Bounces off a would-be tackler. Now breaking free. Jack Harvey down the near sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Harvey on one play goes 80 yards for a Baldwin touchdown. So much for taking time off of the clock. Harvey does it all in one play, and they take all of 16 seconds off of the clock. But they get the touchdown, and they'll have a chance to make this a 2-score game. How about that? He had a 59-yard touchdown run called back because of a hold on their last possession. No holds here. A broken tackle, a spin, and see ya. Harvey, 80 yards to the house, 193 yards rushing, and now 2 touchdowns in this game. But another failed point after as the extra point is missed and might have even been partially blocked. Not sure. It looked awfully awkward, and that will keep this yet again a 1-possession game. 33-25 Baldwin with 7:01 to go here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
(33-25) lead for Baldwin with 7:01 left to play in this fourth quarter. Anderson County has never led in this game. They just constantly continue to answer Baldwin's scores to keep them right there knocking on the door, but 3 times they have scored with a chance to tie the game on the point after. 3 times they have failed to do so as Wilson steps out of bounds at the 13-yard line, it looks like. So a little trouble fielding that kick will cost Anderson County some field position. They've got a long field to go here with 6:57 to go, starting on their own 13-yard line. This starting field position here is the worst of the game for them, but it's the third time they have started inside the 20. They've started on their own 14, their own 16. They've twice started on their own 20. But this time starting on their own 13-yard line, down by 8 with under 7 to go. Cameron Wilson's been their star tonight. 14 carries for 78 yards, 3 catches for another 122 through the air, 3 touchdowns. They fake it to him. Keyser with a lot of time this time to throw. He's not had much time all night long. He's been under immense pressure all game, and this time Baldwin with great coverage down the field. Nothing there for Keyser as he has to just float that one out of bounds over the head of his intended receiver, Christian Barnett. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 with 6:50 to play. Baldwin has scored in all 3 phases tonight. They have a defensive touchdown on a 44-yard pick 6 by Brett Davidson. They have a special teams touchdown on an 86-yard touchdown on a kick return by Cody Buck. And then Jack Harvey on the ground with 2 and Cody Buck with another one. This time Keyser under that pressure we've seen him under all night long, able to get that ball out to Wilson, lost his footing. He was able to avoid the first tackler, but then slips down after a short gain. 3rd down coming up for Anderson County. They mark this one, it looks like, at the 17-yard line, so it's a 4-yard completion there to make it 3rd down and 6. Keyser now 9 of 18 through the air. It's been his best passing game by far this season. He has more passing yards in this game than he has had in the first 4 combined. And then that doesn't even account the 51-yard completion that wasn't from Keyser, but came on that reverse pass. Keyser rolling and throwing it, lobbing it up for grabs, and it is incomplete. Cody Buck knocking it away. There is a penalty flag, a couple of them in fact.
I saw it. It was on Anderson County.
It is a hold against Anderson County, so Baldwin can make it 4th down and 6, or they can push him back and make it, it'll be about an 8-yard penalty because it'll be half the distance from the 16, so it'll turn it into a 3rd and 14 or a 4th and 6. And it looks like they are going to decline it and make it 4th and 6. So Anderson County will run the punt team back out there, it looks like, with 5:55 to go, down by 8. Had Baldwin converted on their extra point try this last time and had this be a 2-possession game, might see him go for it here, but still in a 1-possession game. Anderson County backed up inside their own 20-yard line, will not risk handing it over to Baldwin with this kind of field position. Be alert for a fake potentially, but nope, they will punt it away. Nobody back for Baldwin, so they were in a safe return as well. Did not want to get caught in a fake punt there. Would have been an aggressive call to run a fake punt certainly there, but they go ahead and kick it away. Pin Baldwin at the 43-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over. Baldwin leading 33-25 with 5:44 left to play in the ball game. So last time I talked about trying to take some clock and score. This time just score, because it'd make it a 2-possession game regardless. If you can do it with some time, sure, great. But 80 yards on one play, that's all that Baldwin needed last time. Jack Harvey broke free, broke a tackle, and took it 80 yards to the house. From their own 43, Harvey out of the shotgun. Creighton Frost standing to his left. It's Frost on the carry. Not much there. Quentin King met him in the backfield along with Noah Wheeler. Got it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard for Frost. We'll call it a 1-yard gain and make it 2nd down and 9 for Baldwin. And right now the clock is the friend of the Baldwin Bulldogs, so Harvey will take his time getting into the huddle, getting the play called here, and let that play clock run. It is a little bit tougher because you don't have a visible play clock, so you got to watch that back judge, and he'll start counting it off for you when it gets underneath 10 seconds on the play clock. Baldwin goes ahead and snaps it early here. Frost again, able to sidestep a man, tumbles forward out to the 47-yard line, 3 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6. So I'd like to see Baldwin let that play clock run a little deeper. No reason to be in a hurry here. Clock underneath, 5 minutes to go. You're up by 8. Wait till you see that back judge start the count before you snap the ball. Baldwin takes their time this time getting to the line of scrimmage. Now they snap it just as the back judge was starting the count. Harvey across midfield to the 49-yard line. It's a short gain on a 3rd down and 6. They pick up 4, and it will be a 4th down and 2. They're going to call it 4th and 3 as the ball is not quite to the 49-yard line yet. So 4th and 3, and Baldwin will elect to try and pin Anderson County back deep. When they've been able to get the punt away, they've done a good job tonight, but they have had the one critical mistake on a punt. Tucker Flory awaiting the snap on 4th and 2. Good snap. No pressure, but a punt goes off of the side of his foot and will go out of bounds at the 43-yard line. They only net about 6.5 yards on the punt. And obviously, you can't predict that is going to happen. Had they known, they clearly would have just gone for it for 6 yards. So, unfortunately, it doesn't work out, though. Baldwin trying to play the field position game and pin them back. It does not pan out as the punt off the side of the foot of Flory. Just a 6-yard punt, and it makes it 1st and 10 Anderson County on their own 43-yard line with 3:29 to go in this ball game. Anderson County down by 8. It is a 1-possession game, but it almost feels like 2 because Anderson County is yet to be able to convert a 2-point conversion in this game, or this year for that matter. That pass a little bit too high, intended for Christian Barnett. It falls incomplete on the far sideline. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. So that's the extra little piece of this that Baldwin has in their favor as they are up 8. And not only will it take an Anderson County touchdown here in this final 3:24, but it will also take a 2-point conversion. So far in this game, they are 0 for 2 on their 2-point tries. And for the season, they are now 0 for 4 on 2-point tries. Second and 10 from their own 43. Wright in motion. Screen comes back this side for Wilson. They have had a lot of success on this play. Wilson able to tiptoe the sideline, stays in bounds, down near the 30, finally twisted out by Dylan Williams. A 27-yard completion down to the 20 or to the 30-yard line as Cameron Wilson continues to burn the Bulldogs on that screen play. They have not been able to stop that play. Only one time really have they shut that down, and there was a penalty on it anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered if they stopped it. Some big plays out of that screen pass. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 30 for Anderson County with 3:12 to go. Anderson County down by 8. Keyser to throw. Looking for Wright, and it's out of his reach and out of bounds. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Anderson County has thrown the ball more in this game than they have all year. That's 21 attempts from Keyser, 23 passing attempts total in this game for Anderson County. Coming into tonight, their season high was 67 passing yards in a game, and they have thrown for 226 in this one. But they've only rushed for 89. Their season low coming in was a $194, so they're more than 100 yards shy of what has been their lowest rushing output, but they're nearly 200 yards ahead of what has been their best passing output. Wright, the motion man. Flip it forward to him, and see there's that play again as Harvey drags him down back at the 38-yard line. It's an 8-yard loss. And that's that same action that I was talking about earlier where they flipped that ball forward to Wright. They ran a same looking type play that then Wright flipped it backwards to Schaefer, who hit Cameron Wilson down the sideline for a touchdown. But neither here nor there at this point. And Baldwin looking to come up with a big stop here on 3rd down and 18. Anderson County converted a 3rd and 18 earlier in this second half. Keyser rolling to the near side under pressure from Jake Van Horn. Tough spot, he throws it left-handed out of bounds. Had no chance to get that ball into the right hand to throw it with the Van Horn pressure, so he had to go into the left hand that time to flip that ball out of bounds incomplete. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 18. Well, I don't think you have a choice. I know there's only 2:18 to go in this game, but man, 4th and 18 just seems like a big ask right now of the offense. And they're going to go for it looks like, but with 3 timeouts and 2:18 to go, I don't know if, it's still a one-possession game. I don't know that I wouldn't punt the ball here and just try to pin Baldwin back deep. They're going to go for it, though, on 4th and 18. Baldwin has to avoid a penalty here. Keyser under all kinds of pressure, flips it out there, it's caught, and he's going to be just short. The ball comes out late, it's scooped up by Wilson, and now Wilson is going to run it in for a touchdown. Are you kidding me? A 16-yard completion, a fumble that's scooped up and taken in for a touchdown. Cameron Wilson, who else? He has been all over the field making plays tonight for him, and he is there to scoop up the fumble and take it in for the touchdown. Somehow, some way, that worked out for Anderson County. I do not know how that all just happened, but Anderson County is now a 2-point conversion away again from tying this game up. My goodness. One of the more bizarre touchdowns you'll see. Now for the ever-important 2-point try. Into the end zone. It is caught. 2-point conversion is successful for the first time this year. They're able to convert a 2-point try. The catch made by Aiden Steele. And it is a brand new ball game with 2:05 to go. We're all knotted up 33 apiece here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
One of the wilder 4th and 18 conversions you'll ever see, and it has tied this game as Creighton Frost falls on that kick, the squib up the middle of the field at the 34-yard line. 2:03 left to go in this ball game after Anderson County scores the game-tying touchdown on a 6-play, 57-yard drive that converted a 4th and 18 from the 38 of Baldwin. A completed pass for 16 of the 38. They were stopped short. They got hit, and the ball came free. A fumble was scooped up by Cameron Wilson, who took it the rest of the way in for the touchdown. A head-scratching result if you're a Baldwin fan, and just a unbelievable result if you're Anderson County. That's how it turned out, but it did. So here we are, 2:03 to go, tied at 33 all. Harvey on the first down snap, rolling to his left. Now tucks it, wants to run, won't get far. 2 yards is all he's got. In fact, just one. They had it marked at the 34 to start the drive, so it's a 1-yard run to the 35-yard line for Jack Harvey, who's now 3 yards shy of his second straight 200-yard rushing night. It's a third straight 100-plus yard game for Harvey. He had 130 against Lewisburg, 225, a career high last week against Santa Fe Trail, and he's up to 197 yards in this game on 21 carries. That 1-yard run there makes it 2nd down and 9 as Baldwin took a timeout. Bulldogs have 2 remaining here with 1:48 left to play. Anderson County has never led in this ball game. In fact, they've never had it tied up until now, other than, of course, the 0-0 start to this one. But Baldwin had a 14-0 lead in this game. Anderson County clawed back to make it 14-13. They missed the extra point that would have tied it at 14. Baldwin took the ensuing kickoff 86 yards to the house to make it 21-13. A later touchdown by Anderson County, but a failed 2-point try that would have again tied the game. Kept it 21-19. That was the score at the half. Baldwin extended that to 27-19 in this second half before Anderson County had yet another chance to tie the game before a failed 2-point try. It was 27-25. Baldwin with another touchdown to push the lead back up to 8, but could not get the extra point on either of their last 2 touchdowns, which would have on either occasion made it a 9-point game. And Anderson County on a most bizarre 4th and 18 touchdown with their first 2-point conversion of the year to tie the game. And now Jack Harvey breaks free again. He's pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Cameron Wilson saves another long touchdown run potentially. They'll mark Jack out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A 33-yard run there puts him up to 230 rushing yards for the second straight week. Harvey has set a new career high rushing total. And the clock is stopped with 1:41 to go. Baldwin 1st and 10 at the Anderson County 33-yard line. 225 on the ground last week for Harvey, 230 tonight. Last year he ran for $182 against Anderson County, so another big performance for the senior quarterback. Does he have one more score in him? Fakes it to Frost. Harvey calling his own number right now, and no reason not to. Down to the 21-yard line, a dozen more for Jack. And it's another Baldwin first down with 1:33 to go. And the Bulldogs knocking on the door of the red zone here. The clock will start running once they get the chain set. There's the signal. There it goes. 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Tied at 33. Baldwin first down and 10 at the Anderson County 21-yard line. Harvey trying to lead a game-winning drive here in the final minutes. Harvey throws it out for Nye, diving to the ground, makes the catch at the 15-yard line. It's a 6-yard grab for Ryder Nye. Clock continues to run, but Baldwin doesn't have to panic here. Now they're actually going to use the timeout with 1:15 left. That's the second timeout charged to Baldwin, and it leaves Baldwin with 1:15 to work with. They'll have a second down and about 3 coming up. They'll make it 4. Second and 4 coming up out of the timeout. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Maley & Sons Construction, a family-owned and operated company specializing in commercial construction along with high-profile residential clients. If you're looking for steady year-round work done locally in the KC metro area with advancement opportunities, then check out Maley & Sons Construction. Email Danielle at MaleyandSons.com to learn more. Second and 4, Baldwin. Next week's going to have a tough time matching up to the excitement of this one, but we do have more football coming up next Friday night. Baldwin hosts Osawatomie. More volleyball coming up Tuesday, October 10th here on Baldwin Sports Live as the Bulldogs will host Ottawa. Find all the upcoming broadcasts across the entire network at varsitysportslive.com. 1:15 to go in the fourth. Tied at 33. Baldwin with a second down and 4 at the 15-yard line. Harvey running to his left. Bottled him up. He's still able to work his way forward near first down yardage. Looks like he's going to be just short. So a third down and 1 coming up. Clock running. It'll go underneath of a minute to go in the ball game. 3rd and 1, Baldwin. Harvey with Frost to his right. Fake it to Frost. Harvey rolling. He'll throw for it on 3rd and 1, and it's incomplete. Nigh the intended target. Broken up right at the goal line by Christian Barnett. So they throw for it on 3rd and 1, setting up a big 4th and 1 now with 47 seconds to go. Whose number do the Bulldogs call?
I say that number 24.
He's been pretty good in short yardage, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Creighton Frost is hardly ever goes down for a loss, and all you need now is 1. Jack Harvey, though, has run for 245 yards in this game on 24 carries. Both guys really tough to bring down for a loss. Who can get a yard for Baldwin? It's Harvey keeping it. Harvey with a first down. Harvey with a go-ahead touchdown with 42 seconds to go in regulation. Jack Harvey with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. This one from 12 yards out, and it puts the Bulldogs of Baldwin on top with an extra point pending to try and make a little more separation between them and the Anderson County Bulldogs. It'll be Brendan O'Connor who comes on for the extra point try. Harvey with 257 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. O'Connor's extra point try is wide right, no good, and it's a 6-point game with 42 seconds to go. Back for the finish right after this on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
39-33 Baldwin, 42 seconds left to play in regulation. A 12-yard touchdown run by Jack Harvey, the go-ahead score, and here comes Anderson County on the kick return. Cameron Wilson, who's been their big star tonight. Wilson with 110 rushing yards and 153 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns. He was the man who scooped up the fumble and took it in for the tying score earlier in this fourth quarter. And now with 36 seconds to go, Anderson County has to try and go 68 yards for a potential game-tying touchdown, and then they would have a potential game-winning conversion try to follow. Baldwin looking for a game-winning defensive stop now. 3 timeouts remain for Anderson County, so they still can use the whole field, still run it if they want. They'll throw it on first down. Mashton Wright has it go in and out of his hands. A bobble, and then it's broken up on the hit by Ryder 9. Second down and 10 coming up. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We've had a little bit of everything in this game. A pick 6 by Baldwin's defensive lineman, Brett Davidson. An 86-yard kick return by Baldwin's Cody Buck. A double reverse flip back pass for a 50-plus yard touchdown. A 4th and 18 conversion that was stopped short only to fumble and end up being converted. Here's another pass for Wright. This one is caught and Nye immediately on him. Then he breaks free, and he's still brought down at the 44-yard line by Dylan Williams. That was, for a moment, a hold-your-breath moment there for Baldwin as Wright broke free from a couple of tackle attempts. It's a 12-yard completion. Mashton Wright now with 62 yards on 4 grabs. A timeout taken by Anderson County with 24 seconds left in the ball game, and will leave Anderson County with 2 timeouts remaining. But man, this game has, just like I said, had everything in it. Anderson County has already kind of had one miracle answered on that 4th and 18 play. They're hoping they have one more in them, but Baldwin has to be thinking they've used up all of their wishes at this point. 24 seconds to go. From their own 44, first down and 10. A 6-point Baldwin lead. The go-ahead score, a 12-yard touchdown run by Jack Harvey. Keyser to throw. Throws high, and it's intercepted by Cody Buck. Buck is taking it off. He's looking to take this one back for another touchdown. Buck reverses fields. Cody Buck is going to slide down at the 2-yard line and put the finishing touches on this one. So Buck could have taken it in for glory, and instead he slides down to ensure no funny business and a victory for Baldwin. What a way to end this game. Cody Buck with a game-sealing interception for the Bulldogs, and Baldwin will pick up their first victory of the season, barring something catastrophic happening here in the final 8 seconds. All it takes at this point is a kneel down from Harvey, and Baldwin will board the bus with the victory. Harvey awaits the snap from Drew Flick, and he'll take a knee, and this one is over unless Anderson County wants to force him to do that a couple more, or do it at least one more. They will not take the timeout, and this game is over. Baldwin victorious for the first time here in 2023 as they go on the road and defeat Anderson County. 39-33 is the final as the pajama-clad student section of Baldwin High School celebrates with their Bulldogs, who pick up the win here in Garnett. 39-33 is your final. We're back to wrap it all up for you on the post-game show, including tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game coming up next.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you prepare for the unexpected and protect your future. With customized insurance plans and comprehensive financial planning, Kelly and his team will help increase your confidence in your overall financial well-being. Come meet the team at their new office in downtown Baldwin City at 714 8th Street or give them a call at 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Welcome back here to Garnett tonight. It's a final, and your Baldwin Bulldogs are victorious for the first time this season as they take down Anderson County 39-33. The final, what a ball game. It featured over 700 yards of offense, multiple turnovers, multiple big plays, a pick six, a kick return for a touchdown, a 4th and 18 play that I don't even know what to call it for a touchdown. It was just a heck of a night of football here in Garnett tonight. And the Bulldogs, after meeting with the coaching staff for some final thoughts in this one, going to go over and celebrate with the fellow students who made the trip down here to Garnett tonight, and deservedly so. Celebrate this one, boys. A big win for Baldwin tonight. It is time to name tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game. A lot of guys with big performances in this one. I mean, Brett Davidson, how about the pick six for the big fella? Cody Buck, a kick return touchdown.
Not to mention game-sealing interception.
Game-sealing interception, but I can't not go. The double negative there, but Jack Harvey tonight was just unreal for the Bulldogs on a night when everybody played a big part in this one. Harvey finishes this game with 257 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, and he also had 8 tackles for loss, including 2 sacks on the defensive side.
And a forced fumble as well.
And the forced fumble, and it was 2 forced fumbles, actually. He had 2 forced fumbles. Yeah. One of them recovered by Baldwin, one of them didn't. I mean, it was just a huge game from Harvey, a huge game amongst a bunch of guys. And like I said, you could name lots of guys player of the games, but Harvey with a career high in rushing yards tonight, the game-winning touchdown amongst many other big plays. And like I said, defensively, 8 tackles for loss, including 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles in this game. So Jack Harvey is tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game. Insurance, investments, wealth management, financial planning. They'll do it all at Farm Bureau Financial Services. They're there to help you prepare for the unexpected and protect your future. Call today and set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. It's your future. Let's protect it. But Harvey might be the official Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game tonight, but as you mentioned, Aiden, lots of big plays across the board. I mean, Cody Buck ran for a touchdown, his first of the year tonight. He took a kickback for a touchdown. He had a big punt return that set up the second touchdown of the game for Baldwin. The game-sealing interception. He had a big pass breakup on a 3rd down play down about the 20-yard line that stopped an Anderson County drive as well. So, I mean, there's a half dozen huge plays that he was involved in. I mentioned Davidson, who got the first score of this game, the 44-yard pick six, the big man returning that for a touchdown. So that was certainly a huge play in this ball game.
I've never seen Brett that excited in my life.
It was a lot of big plays, a lot of fun tonight, and Baldwin certainly going to enjoy this one. 39-33, they win it. We're back with all the final stats for you right after this here on Baldwin Sports Live.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being a part of the community in which we serve. Our roots run deep within Baldwin City, and our commitment is deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we are here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for 131 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Welcome back here one final time to Garnett tonight. It is a final. Baldwin 39, Anderson County 33. Baldwin improving to 1-4. Anderson County dropping to 1-4 with tonight's result. Let's look at the final numbers for you in this game. Baldwin, 366 yards of offense, 296 on the ground, 70 through the air. Anderson County with 367 total offense, 113 rushing, 254 through the air. Time of possession was only about a minute separating these two teams. Baldwin with 23.5 minutes, Anderson County with 24.5 minutes time of possession. Across the board, the numbers are pretty even. Again, Anderson County 1 more yard total offense in this game. They ran 4 more plays, though. Baldwin averaging just 0.4 of a yard more per play than Anderson County did in this ball game. The turnover battle, though, that was a big key. Baldwin winning the turnover battle for the first time this year. They had not won the turnover game yet in 4 weeks, but they do tonight, and that played a big role. And how about this number as well? 15 tackles for loss tonight for Baldwin. Their defense was all over the backfield of Anderson County. They had just 4, Anderson County did, tackles for loss. Baldwin with 15 tackles for loss in this game. A defensive touchdown, a special teams touchdown as well, as the Bulldogs win this one. Baldwin wins this one 39-33. Touchdowns from Jack Harvey of 10 yards, 80 yards, and the game winner from 12 yards. Cody Buck with a 1-yard touchdown run. A 44-yard pick six from Brett Davidson and an 86-yard kick return touchdown from Cody Buck as well. For Anderson County, it was a big game from Cameron Wilson. Touchdown runs of 23, 8, and 51. And the 51 actually was a reception touchdown. And then he also ran in that botched 4th and 18, just wild play. He was the guy who had the ball at the end of that one for the touchdown. Preston Keyser with a 20-yard touchdown in this game as well. But in the end, it's Baldwin who wins at 39-33. Harvey, 4 of 13 for 70 yards through the air, but a huge rushing game. 25 carries, 257 yards. That's a career high on both tallies, along with 3 touchdowns. 14 carries for 63 yards from Creighton Frost. Just 2 carries for 2 yards from Buck, but one of those was a touchdown. Leading receiver was Tristan Capel, who had one grab for 49 yards. Ethan Williams, 2 for 15. Ryder Nye added 1 for 6. For Anderson County, Preston Keyser, 12 of 25, passing for 205, but 2 picks. He ran for 28 and a touchdown on 10 carries. A.J. Schaefer threw the touchdown pass, the 51-yarder to Cameron Wilson, who had 5 catches for 153 yards and a touchdown, also 15 rushes for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was pretty much it for the stats on the rushing game, though, as Clark, Wright, and Schaefer all ended up with negative rushing totals in this game, thanks to those 15 tackles for loss by Baldwin. Leading receiver in terms of, was Cameron Wilson, but he was, then it was also Maston Wright with 4 grabs for 62 yards, 2 grabs apiece for A.J. Schaefer and Alec Smith. But Baldwin wins an exciting one tonight. 39-33 is the final. Baldwin now 1-4. Anderson County also 1-4. As we have more football coming up next Friday night, the Bulldogs will host Osawatomie, 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff here on Baldwin Sports Live. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule on VarsitySportsLive.com and also in the Maple Weekly, your local weekly newspaper with the latest community news and events, feature stories, local sports, history, and more. Subscribe for only $5 per month or get the whole year for just $50. Subscribe now to your local weekly newspaper at BaldwinMaple.com. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight from Garnett. For Aiden Espino, I'm Bryce Kessler. We thank you for joining us tonight for some exciting football here. A 39-33 victory for Baldwin over Anderson County. You've been watching Bulldog football presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
You've been watching Baldwin Sports Live presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live is also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services agent Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Heartland Plumbing, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, Hers Incorporated, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hometown Construction, Free State Realty, Absolute Painting, Gherkin Rental, Watco, Rice Precision Manufacturing, Maley & Sons Construction, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, the Maple Weekly, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce.